10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome one, welcome all. It has been a hot minute since we've had a Prem panel show, but it's the winter break. So I thought I'd bring the posse together for a mid-season review on all teams. You know, we did the Liverpool one yesterday. We're going to break down all the teams for this one. Have a full crew with me, which makes me extremely happy. Lee will be joining us, guys. He's rushing home as we speak. So big up to Lee for making sure he can jump in. So Lee will be with us. I've got the regulars though. I've got my boys. I've got George. I've got Lewis. I've got Daps. And I've got Cass. What's going on, boys?
Oh, good.
Be back.
My team don't play this week. Let's go.
Same.
I swear, last time, it feels like last time we were doing this, you were in the Champions League and we were in a title race. I mean, one of the two still regular, still relevant. The other one, not so.
Yeah, I mean, last season was a myth. I don't remember last season. You know what I mean? What happened last year? Like it was, 2023.
Yeah, what was 2023? What the?
Yeah, 2023. What a shit year.
Do you know what? I can recap it.
New year, new us, man.
I can recap 2023 for you if you want.
Lewis,
Yeah.
I want to. Lewis, what do you mean? You forgot about last season? Is you're having pretty much the exact same season?
No, it's a new year. We're undefeated in the league in 2024. Like new year, new us.
I mean, it's January and you still need another 10 points, 9 points.
I thought you were going to say another 9 or 10 players.
No, that's what I thought.
I've been trying to avoid the table until about March, April. It makes things a bit more peaceful and less.
Yeah, well, watch them derail when we take their captain from them.
Lewis, you look like you've aged about
Oh,
5
you can take your manager back. You're not captain as well.
You're good. You hold
Lewis has aged 5 years.
Lewis, I must admit, right now, this must be the quietest transfer window you've ever seen in your life.
No transfer dopamine. Like we signed one under 17 from Senegal.
Well, that's like your summer, wasn't it? Signing mainly potential.
No, but at least we had more of them joining. Now it's just one. The well's dry. Usually when we were losing games at the start of the season, I could say, all right, cool. At least we're getting in some guy from Brazil. Might have a Dino at the end of his name and all of that. No, nothing.
So
then
boys, where should we start? Where should we start then? I wanted to make this a bit of a freestyle. I've obviously got a few things I want to stick to and a few subjects I want to talk about. But generally speaking, we'll just go around the panel and we'll talk about each team for 5-10 minutes before we get into the crux of a few other things. So where do you want to start? Do we want to start at the resurgence of Spurs? Do we want to start at Man City being title favourites again? Do we want to go to Old Trafford and figure out what's going on with them this season? Lewis, I think.
Why are we
where we started? What we doing?
Why are we doing a research on Spurs? They never surged in the first place.
No. This is 100%. All right.
Hold on.
Let's start with Spurs.
Right.
Let's start with Spurs. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Me down.
So, George, obviously, last season was an absolute madness towards the end. You actually started quite well, but you finished.
He's going to be in League 2 soon, so.
I mean, we have
keep dreaming, bro. Keep dreaming.
Big Ange came, but talk to me, man. You're in a title race, 1 point off Arsenal, 5th Champions League spot at the moment. Life's good, right?
Life is very good right now. I'm enjoying the football. I'm actually upset that we're not playing this weekend now. I would have thought that from all the streams we did last year. I was dying not to see my team play. No, we're having a 6 season. I can't. It's happening a lot quicker than I thought. All I can say is Arteta's a fraud because Ange has clearly proven he can do it quicker than 3 years and 700 mil. So I'm excited to see where we go from here,
mate.
Must be nice.
Is that what you want to say about Tottenham? Is this resurgence? Yeah, this is all you want to say. It's like, you know what? Let me give it 20 seconds, and that's it, mate. Drifty, there you go, mate.
That's what it is. That's what it is. We're going to be the next big team. I'm telling you that now.
Listen, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
Oh shit! Salah just got taken off of an injury.
Oh shit!
Yeah, just got taken off an injury.
What kind of way?
Yeah, that's why he's left.
Drifty, come back! Tifty, your title race isn't over yet, bruv.
They enjoyed their time at the top. It's Ange ball now.
Obviously, get well soon and all of that.
That
but-
guy is not
Oh,
injured.
definitely.
He's just had enough. They drew to in their first game. I think they're still drawing against Ghana. So he probably just wants to come home to Liverpool.
Yeah. He went there thinking, do you know what? No. This is the best chance of me winning a big trophy this season. Now he's thinking maybe not.
Oh, wait,
No, but George, we've got to ask the uncomfortable questions.
Hit me with something.
Are you in a title race?
I think we're
You are, yeah?
and I'll say what. Although not
I
that
like this statement, by the way. So George, I'm with you on this one.
because not that I think we'll win it, because that is just outrageous to say that right now.
No,
But-
hold on a minute. Why is George in the middle of talking? So I thought, you know what? I'll let George do his thing. I'll see what KG's calling me for. Why is KG only calling me to tell me that Salah's injured? And I see you lot start laughing
Yeah,
at me.
we were
in the
telling
thing.
you as well.
Now, hold on, what's going on here? What is actually going on here?
Oh, I'm gonna just
Welcome
go
back to Premier League panel. Welcome back.
And they're going out. So Salah's injured. Egypt are going out. This is crazy.
madness.
I
Doesn't make
am
the stream.
totally rattled. Completely rattled. Lee, welcome to the show, brother. I'm rattled. Hold on a minute. What is going on here?
Did KG call you just to tell you that?
He actually called me. No, he's live in it, and he just called me to ask me how I felt. But I'm like, I didn't even know, bro. You're just giving me this terrible news while I'm live on the thing. Now see the comments, everyone's talking. No. What is going
Wouldn't
on?
that be his first injury ever? That's why he's never out.
It
Yeah,
pretty
but-
much
This
is
is
his
what I'm
first.
saying. Listen, he went to the AFCON thinking this is the only chance of me winning a major trophy this season. Yeah. And then after the first performance, trash. Second performance, he's thinking, do you know what? I guess I can go and win that Europa League, so I'll go back to Liverpool. That's what it is. He'll get back and he'll be there to face Arsenal. Hi, Lee.
No. If that's a hamstring, he's done till the end of
Oh,
February.
hamstring. Oh, not looking good, bruv.
Salah can come back if he wants, man. Doesn't make a difference.
That's fine. He can have
This
his,
is mad.
As long as he's
This
got his
is
asthma
mad.
pump.
This
and I
is
think
mad.
he's-
Anyway,
he'll be
that's
back next week.
totally thrown me, totally rattled me. But let's get back on track because I don't know. It's mad.
Well,
It's mad.
Spurs in a title charge. Is that what we're...
So
There's
you
more chance now, George, by the looks of it.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, I was just saying before that, like I think it would be stupid to say that we're not in it right now, because we are. Because at the end of the day, we're not far off the top. I think we were smashing it when we had our team all fully there together, and yet we've still managed to chug along with the crazy injuries that we had. Not to use as an excuse, because look, everyone gets injuries. But now that the team is reforming again, couple of new signings, and Maddison back for the City FA Cup game, there's no reason why we can't cook the second half of the season.
I agree.
No, I agree. I mean, if you look at your first team, and we're talking about player for player,
I think our first
You
team's
know.
unbelievable.
I think your first team could actually like properly compete for a league title. Like, obviously, life doesn't work like that. But if it was a
No,
computer
no.
game,
And I
and you
think
were just
squads-
talking about the first 11,
Yeah.
on
I
paper,
was going to say yeah.
that first
Yeah,
11
yeah.
could easily title challenge for an entire season.
Yeah, because the squad depth's not there. Because like obviously,
But
like,
not
if you-
win. They can challenge, but not win.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
it's way too soon for any talk like that. But I think we're definitely in and amongst it now. Whereas most people had us in for relegation or at least bottom half without Kane. So I'm loving the season so far. I can't complain.
Really?
Madness.
Did they really?
Yes, everyone,
wild.
every pundit said bottom half of the table
Yeah, that's
without
mad.
Kane.
I thought at least 8.
No. It's not mad because at the start of the season, we all put
Everyone said
Spurs
we
near
were
enough
flopping.
about 8th or 9th.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
an 8.
and the fact that Kane
Yeah,
left
but
the
bottom
day before our
half, though,
first
come on.
game. Everyone was
bottom half.
That's
Oh.
crazy. Bottom
Yeah,
half's crazy.
George is trying to do the sympathy vote. It's a bit like what Gunnar Lee was doing last season. So, Ali.
We're growing quicker than them, so it's calm.
So is everybody in agreement that at the moment they are in a title challenge?
Yeah, I think
Not
they're
to
going
win
finish
it,
next.
but
Yeah,
they-
yeah,
but
they
they
must.
are
To
in
be
a
fair,
title.
but to be fair, there are 5 teams in it at the moment. It is a very close season so far.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, it's
Yeah.
brilliant, man. It's a brilliant watch.
They're going to finish above Liverpool. I'll tell you that for free. They'll catch
Woo.
up. Because
Who's
I
Spurs?
believe, I believe Liverpool will go on to win 2 trophies this year, and I think it will affect your league position in a little differ, not too much, a little differ.
It's a fair point.
Because I don't believe in your depth in quality too tough, but I do believe you're a very good team, and you can go all the way with a lot of different competitions. I just think Tottenham's 1 game a week is helping them so much that then they have their people need to remember how Tottenham were when they just got their band together with Maddison and Van der Ven and everything. It's like let's not forget that. And look what they
They're
have
key.
been doing. Look what they've been doing. But the thing is, obviously, you have a good opportunity on Sunday to go 8 points clear of them anyways. So you can have a little bit of a leeway gap when there's all 3 games a week. Not that second or third even means much. Who cares if they finish? It's not a trophy. So who cares?
So what trophies do you think will win? Europa and the League Cup?
Yeah, I think that's what you'll win.
I think you can. Do you know what? I actually said probably about 3 or 4 games into the season, I said I have a feeling that Liverpool might do a treble, a cup treble, and I still think you might do a cup treble. I think you might win the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Europa League. I think the Europa League, the minute it gets to round the quarters or the semis, Klopp's going to be in a hard position, right? Because obviously he wants the Premier League, yeah. But you got to remember, Klopp is like Pep, that he wants to win everything. He doesn't kind of want to go, oh no, well I'm gonna. But also he's been in the final of the Europa League before and lost it, right, with Liverpool, yeah. So he's going to want it because it's like one there. You know, when it's that girl you can't get, right? You want it more. So the fact he's been there and not got it, he's been on the first date, got rejected. He wants a second chance. And if he gets it, he's going to want to take it. So I think you're going to want that. I think for me, the League Cup is...
I think the League Cup's a given.
League Cup's a given for me now. Yeah, it's a given.
No, I don't know.
Did you say they want to go away? You said
I
it's a given.
I said from the start it'd be Liverpool or Arsenal that win the League Cup this year. And
Chelsea. If Chelsea are the team that we get to in the final, and I'm not even writing them off in the second leg, by the way, because remember Fulham are at home in the second leg. But if we do get there, it will be Chelsea. Chelsea are going to beat Middlesbrough at home. Chelsea, Liverpool, no matter what form Chelsea are in, is a difficult game. It's always a tight game. And it ain't no guarantee. You could just get Chelsea to turn up on the day. Like, I'm not counting any chickens when it comes to the League Cup whatsoever. You know what I mean? So,
no, we're hoping for a Fulham Middlesbrough final.
I'm hoping for Fulham Chelsea.
Bro, we don't want however much you don't want a Fulham Borough final, do you?
Why not? Why not?
Sorry, but I don't want to watch that. I'll be honest.
First time for Fulham to win a trophy?
Yeah, innit? Come on. Oh, Borough. Oh, Borough ain't won in a while.
No, a long time since then, yeah.
Yeah, long time.
I mean, we can do that and go, for the good of football and that. I don't care about that.
Let's supposed to win the FA Cup. Easy. Yeah, good at football. That's calm.
No. Do you know the crazy thing? What Daps just said, from a Liverpool fan point of view, I would take it, but I reckon the majority of our fan base will be actually livid. And it's crazy how things change around. Because at the beginning of the season. Yeah, and do you know why it is? It's because even though the beginning of the season, that wasn't the expectation. If you're top of the league by 5 points on New Year's Day and then you don't win the league, you're not going to be able to help but have the disappointment of you had it in your hands and you didn't get it over the line.
No, I think this is different though.
I mean, that's quite regular to you lot against us, bro. I'll be real with you.
No, we're normally chasing you lot. We don't know.
No. The 3 title races we have had, yeah. Around this time,
you were in the lead. Both you were in the lead 2 out of the 3.
No, we weren't, bro. So the first one was under Pellegrini, right? And that one. So
if you're going all the way back then, I thought you meant under.
No, because we've only been in 3. The one that you won wasn't a race, bro. That wasn't a race. Your pace setter won that one, right? Your pace setter won that. That wasn't a race. But then the other one, the 2019. You were top in January.
You know what though? For Liverpool,
we were top at Christmas, but I don't think
you came to the Etihad in January. You came to the Etihad on a Thursday night in January. Yeah, you were top. Tottenham was second, and City were third.
Right, your memory's good. I don't remember.
Yeah, bro, 100%. I fully remember. And then obviously the other one, I'm pretty certain you were top then as well.
No, we're definitely chasing you on that one because remember you were about 11 points clear at one point and then we clawed it back. You did.
I remember.
So 2 out of the 3. 2 out of 3, you've been top. But I do agree. I think the big one here for Liverpool, the big one that I look at as a risk for me is the fact if you look at City's games we have to play, we've got to play Arsenal at the Etihad. Cool. We got to play Chelsea at the Etihad. Cool. We got to play Man United at the Etihad. Cool. But we got to play Tottenham and Liverpool away from home, right? And they are the 2 games that if you want to put money on City dropping points at the start of the season, they're the 2 games you look at. Now, if you look at it, in the titles that City have won, we've never had to go to Anfield second half of the season. The only time we had to go Anfield second half of the season was bizarrely the season you won it and we beat you, right? The rest of the time, we usually have to play you earlier in the season. So that's where I'm looking at thinking, and that's where Arsenal come into it. That's where Arsenal need to do Manchester City a favour in a couple of weeks' time and take 3 points off of you. Because we need you to drop points.
We normally play Arsenal first and then play them at Anfield.
Your board's got to show some ambition. This is where your board can rectify mistakes from the past. You need to go and spend this January window. Like, you need a DM. You need a capable enough DM. You scout whoever you need to be, because otherwise you're pretty much handing it to City in my eyes. There will always be endo questions. There'll be endo questions. There are going to be McAllister questions when it comes to the end of the season. If you don't, the thing is, if you can slap down 109 million for Caicedo, yeah, then you definitely got money in and around. You need to buy some.
We've got the money, but I think
it's just who. Obviously, it's all about who. And there's no one
wants to spend it in the summer. He doesn't want to spend it.
I don't understand that. You got
this is your best chance to go for the.
This is what I'm thinking as well, George. Why are they not showing ambition? This is the whole time before. You talked about when they didn't replace Genie and all this time when they needed to replace certain players. This is the exact same thing. And then in the summer, when you're going to be the bridesmaid or the nearly if people, right? You're going to ask the same questions again and again. Yeah. And even if you want to call it a rebuild season, you're not allowed to do that because objectives change.
Like another reason why now
objectives do change, but it is still our
It's not a rebuild season. It's not.
Another reason why now would be perfect is because Arsenal, Chelsea, they will have to sell to buy at the moment. Same with Man U a little bit. Whereas you need to sort of get ahead of everyone.
We can't, bro. We can't even 5 million.
Hold on. Can we just move back? I really need a complete breakdown, yeah, to why this is a rebuild season. Because I've had a look at it, and you man have lost 4. Look, you've had more than 4 players leave, but you've had 4 regulars leave, yeah, in the summer. 4, right?
8 in total.
No, all right, cool. But if we do in total, I could start going and listing youngers that we had leave us as well, yeah? You had 4 players leave you, right? You've still got, if you go and look at your squad compared to your squad from quad time, or certainly your best 11 compared to quad time, when you went for the quad, you've lost 4 players, right? Now,
it's more than that, you know, bro.
Trust me, I've been told so many times, oh no, we don't expect to win it, because you could, if you threw, I'll tell you how you can make it more than 4. If you started saying that the Ox was a 5th, right? Cool. But when did the Ox play more than a handful of games for you in a season? So I'm not having that. If you go and look at it, and I went and looked,
still a senior player though.
Okay, well, cool. If we're doing senior players,
it's still a senior player. They didn't play much last season, but they are senior players though.
But it's just a very good narrative that Liverpool have come up with. This, it's a rebuild season. Listen, Klopp is one of the best managers in the world. Liverpool have the best everything. So,
but it is a rebuild. It's unprecedented. Nobody's ever built an entire midfield in one summer.
I agree.
So it's a midfield. Okay, so it's a midfield rebuild.
Well, that on top of the fact that Gakpo's only been here for 6 months. Nunes has only been here for 12 months. Like there is a lot of new players in the team. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair. So I guess at City, compared to the treble winning team, up until about 2 weeks ago, we didn't have Gundogan, we didn't have De Bruyne, we didn't have John Stones. So, all these players that...
I will allow City to say this is
never. City and Liverpool should never be allowed to do that.
I would say it's a rebuild.
You've had to replace 2 or 3 main players. I would always say that you're allowed to.
I would say so.
100%.
Yeah.
I just think it's a transfer window for me.
I wouldn't say you replaced them well, though.
I would probably say that's more what it is. You didn't replace them well, but I will give you a blind that you had to replace.
I don't want a blind. No. I hear you. I do hear you on the midfield rebuild, and I'll actually give Klopp mad ratings on the midfield rebuild, because it was a summer that, I mean, we saw Caicedo go for what, 130, Rice 100. Like, midfielders this summer were going for some mad prices. And when you look at the prices, what Liverpool paid, not much more than Caicedo to rebuild their whole midfield, is mad. So I will give you ratings on that. I just think this whole narrative, especially when I do feel, you've still got from the quad challenging, you've still got Trent, you've still got Robertson there, you've still got Alisson, you've still got Matip, you've still got Van Dijk,
the Kaiser.
You still got,
but But the thing, it depends how you want to define a rebuild, because we always say, what was Fergie so great at? Rebuilding his teams. And he still had his main core of players that he needed, whether it's Scholes,
in that case, I'll take it with City. We rebuild every summer in that case.
Not really.
Look, I don't know what's happened to. I don't know what's happened to a bunch of you in the last couple of weeks, but I don't know, man. You lot are moving too nice, man.
Well, you don't know because
you could just say what it is.
You're too busy saying
life is life. You could just tell the truth.
Go on, Ellie. Go on. Talk
you
to
know
me.
what it is. It's Liverpool, isn't it? You know what it is. Like Liverpool, they're that team that they just like to pretend that they're this huge institution, but when it comes down to it, they just know they're not the better team. They know they're not the best team, and they just always, as Kaz says, they're the bridesmaid, and that's it. There's no more other ways to skin a cat. It is
Hold on.
No.
How are the bridesmaids when we've collected every trophy available?
Let's not do that.
They're not, Lee, sorry, just quickly. They're not the bridesmaids. They're not the bridesmaids, Lee. They're the maid of honor.
What are we doing here?
Liverpool are like, listen, I'll tell you exactly what it's like. I'll tell you exactly what it's like. Liverpool are like my older brother. And what I mean by that is,
your older brother must be a G then, man.
Yeah, no, my brother, he is. But my brother doesn't go gym, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. And over the years, Liverpool.
Big up older brother.
No, honestly, like he is a G. But I'll be honest, like he's one of them guys. He doesn't go gym. I go gym now. Obviously, I grew up. I'm 6'3", whatever. I thought I was the man in it. So if I wanted to fight my brother a few years ago, yeah, like I feel like I can beat him up. But now he's starting going gym again, and he knows really and truly he's the big boss in it. Like when it comes down to it, he can beat me up if he wants to in it. Like he knows he's got that over me, and that's what they got for you. You won one Premier League. And you always keep talking about this quad season. Why do you keep referencing this quad season? You didn't win a quad. You win a double. So why do you keep referencing the quad? Just say the double. That's the first
maybe
thing.
Because we're about 100 minutes away from achieving it. And it's never been done before.
Hold on. Sorry, can I just cut in there?
No, you didn't do it. You didn't do it.
But Drifty, Lee, 1 second. To what you said there, though, you are right. You're 100 minutes away. But do you know the season before that? Yeah, so the season before that, Manchester City won the league. They won the League Cup, right? They were in the Champions League final to Chelsea and lost that, yeah? So that's one game. And then in the FA Cup, we got knocked out in the semi-final by Arsenal. So we were 3 games, whereas you were 2 games away from the quad. We were 3 games away from the quad. Not once have I ever referenced it, the quad season. It was just another.
You know why, though,
just another double.
It's also irrelevant.
And when Guardiola's your manager, bro, that's like
we were 90 minutes away from being the Champions League winner.
Enough Liverpool, man, and that's what it is, and that's the fact of the matter. I don't know what happened to you lot, where you're like now all kumbaya, some Lion King shit. You don't need to go a backbone somewhere. You have to say it how it is. Liverpool, they are
maybe we're just humble. I think you
now
also mentioned
watch over the next few days. It's going to be cry mercy. Mo Salah's out. Everything's in hysteria, and that's it. They've got the best right back in the league. They got the best keeper. They got the best keeper, they got the best manager, they got the best centre back that's ever graced the Premier League, and they always want to do, it's a rebuild. But last season, I kept hearing that Man City are going for a rebuild, and they still won the league because maybe Arsenal bought it or whatever. Just face the facts, like just say it how it is. Liverpool,
Man City,
and I mean it's only in football terms, and I'll say it over and over again. Liverpool, you lot are bitches. In terms of football, you're bitches. You lot cry all the time. Crying.
Are you projecting?
I agree.
Yeah. This sounds like a cry.
Are you projecting here?
Ain't an Arsenal fan.
Everybody need to give Lee a hug, you man.
Where's the statement?
I think Lee needs a hug.
I just like to say it how it is. Like, I don't know what's happened to you lot. Some of you lot need to grow up a little bit. What's going on? What is going on? Grow up.
You know what's quite ironic is what's quite ironic right now. Callum actually asked if I could give you a message, Lee. I
don't want that message.
Wait. Actually,
let me tell you one thing.
Sorry, the dad should have been Robin. I'm sorry.
Callum better sleep with one eye open. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he's got newborns. He's got a newborn, so I think he's doing it
Yeah,
already.
he probably has got one eye. He's got both eyes open most of the time.
Listen, you know what? Forget it. Sleep with both eyes open. Sleep with both of them.
I mean, look,
what
it does seem like a lot of projection, Oli. I get it. We knocked you out the cup. You thought that was the
I'm just
trophy you
saying-
were going to win.
I'm just
We're
saying
ahead
what
of
it
you
is.
in the
The
league.
reason why
I get it. It's
Liverpool-
fine. It's
No,
okay.
no. I'm
bro.
just saying what it is.
I
The
get it.
reason why Liverpool do this every single season, Liverpool last season, right? Now, can we keep it 100 right now? Last season, all I kept getting told is Arsenal's best chance to win the league. Go out there in January, go and sign players. We tried to get Caicedo, we didn't get him. We ended up getting Jorginho and Trossard. Every single week, I get told, Arsenal, this is the best chance. This is the only chance. You've gone up against Man City 4 times and you won 1 Premier League. Fantastic. But you're now in a position, just like Arsenal, so the same leverage that you have, that we had last season, you have. You've got a better manager, apparently. You got a better centre back. You got Konate, who's the best French right back. No. I'm just going off what the optics and what everybody says.
What
right?
did you say apparently to?
Now,
What did you say apparently to,
Stop
Drifty?
being better than
you've got
Arteta.
the best-
Apparently.
right.
the best keeper, you've got- No. I'm just going on what people are saying. You've got the best right back. You've got the best left back, who's obviously out for a little bit. You've got the other best left back, apparently, who was apparently murdered by Saka when he's back within a week. You've also got the best 2 centre backs. You've got the best 6 in McAllister. You've got this inverted role. You've got
Nobody
the best player
said
that
any
can
of
do
this.
that in the Premier
What
League.
are you hearing?
No. Hold on. You've got Salah,
nobody said
who's
any of
pretending to be injured. You've got Salah, who's pretending to be injured, and then all of a sudden, miraculously, he'll get his asthma pump out and he'll be back in a few weeks. You've got Diaz now, and now listen, thank God his dad's back, so now he's going to be scoring goals. And you've got Nunes, who's going to do all sorts of madness, and he's not scored a goal in 1 goal in 17 games apparently. So I'm now expecting Liverpool to go on and do something really good this season. And that's
I can't lie, Lee.
We do, innit?
One second. This sounds a bit weird. Obviously, I don't care that I'm a United fan, right? I've got nothing this season. I've got nothing left. Yeah, I've got nothing left. Lee, no one said McAllister's the best 6. Only you're saying this. You know what you can't do on
no. In season. No.
Lee. You don't lie too much. You just lie too much. No, wait. Lee,
lie too much.
You just lied about 4 points, bro. What
You know what it is? Lee, I would have this if this was on Never a Foul, yeah, with Mons, because Mons gets on my nerves at times, yeah, because you guys smug in it, yeah. Mons knows the smug thing, but you, yeah, on Prem panel show, I remember all of last season. You annoyed me, bro. You don't go like you don't say the most. You've been saying the most.
Tell him again.
Hold on,
Listen,
can I ask? I can ask you, Lee, who's going to win the league
hold on.
this season?
Why are we doing Prem panel show? Why is this a rival show with 2 people that are just about scraping in the top 10? How is that even
Excuse me, we have a better chance of winning a trophy than you this season.
And why is
We're more likely to win a trophy than you, brother.
Listen,
Don't let Poch get that Caramel Cup and Arteta fail to respond.
Lee, you know what it is?
It won't be a nice summer, man.
Wait, one second, Lee. Can I have a?
Why have we got a better chance of winning a trophy than Arsenal? Can you explain that?
You know what, Lewis? Can I just say something, Lewis? With that trophy that you win, you're still going to ask your manager. You are crying every single week.
I'm scared because we have standards. If that manager has a trophy and Arteta will respond, it's long. It's long.
So what does that prove?
You can't let that bozo win a trophy and Arteta don't win nothing.
Lewis, what does that prove? Anybody can do it.
It proves that Poch has been here in 6 months. He's equal to Arteta's done in 4 years. That's what it's equal.
It goes back to my point that Liverpool should be with. They can win the league this season because if your apparent manager,
There's a key question for Lee. Lee, key question for you.
Why is everybody come by?
Lee, who's winning the league? Who's winning the league this season?
I'm gonna say Liverpool. I'll say Liverpool are gonna win it.
All right,
Liverpool win it because they should win it.
Who do you actually think is going to win it? Don't do that, bro. Who do you actually think is going to win it?
Liverpool, because Liverpool are in a position.
No, you don't think
that.
Drifty. I needed to ask that because Lee has been very clear. You know, up until probably about a month ago, he's stood, and I don't know, maybe he said it on other shows and I haven't seen it, but he's been very clear this season that he thinks Manchester City will not win the league this season. So I asked him because I wanted to know out of Arsenal, Tottenham and Liverpool, who's going to win it this season, because it's not going to be us. And
this is cute. This is cute. Lee, you know what you just did there? You know what you just did there? I've got my Voldemort wand out right now, yeah? Looking at you right now, yeah? It's one at you, yeah? You know what you just did there? I just outed you for all your waffle of last season, and now your waffle of this season. Because the last time I remember, you said Arsenal's winning the league and stuff like that.
No.
No.
You know what I'm doing?
How did they got the best DM in the world?
And then you deflected. You deflected. One second. Let me. I've got chat fuel still. You know, I've got that here. You moved to me and Lewis because obviously we're easy the bully right now. Fair enough. Chelsea's whatever. Yeah, on that. Congratulations. Yeah, that's what I said. Me and Lewis.
Yeah,
but they're still below us. But the whole point is,
bro.
He tried to deflect, and you lot are having it. He tried to deflect.
Lee does this all the time.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
He's so great at this. To be fair,
wait, hold on. I'm only doing what everybody did to Arsenal and me last season. So I'm now George did this the worst to me. George, the expectations now, you're in a position after 21 games or 20 games, however many plays you played, you're in a position, as Dap said, to go 8 points clear. You've also got to get your nearest and dearest challengers to come to your ground. You've also got to play the other nearest
and Spurs. We're only 2 points ahead of City, bro.
So does that mean that Arsenal have already failed?
No, Spurs. I'm talking about Spurs. 8 points ahead of Spurs.
There's only 2 points between Man City
and Liverpool. If you win, you're 5.
But no, at the moment it's level. At the moment we both played 20 games and we're only 2 points ahead of them.
Oh, I thought you played the extra game. I thought they had
no. Till they, I think Liverpool played this weekend, don't they?
Yeah. We played.
Then they go.
But that ain't even a guarantee. Bournemouth away is a difficult game.
Not this season, it isn't.
So hold on. If we're talking about expectations, that means Arsenal have already failed their season then. Because I thought, from all I heard in the summer, and when the best number 6 in the world signed Declan Rice, apparently it was Arsenal's league to lose, especially with Man City.
No, that's
now all of a sudden you're not. It's Liverpool.
You know what?
So you're
again.
I'm using your logic of expectations.
You know what I like?
Every Arsenal George now all of a sudden it's Liverpool's to lose, and you're trying to flip it on them. I find that interesting.
Now I've called out the Kumbaya. I've called the Kumbaya Lion King hold hands princess shit out of everybody now. Now George can come and attack me, which I'm happy. Do it. I'm using your logic against yourself. All I want you to do, George, all I want you to do is keep. Yeah, no, okay, cool. I want to keep the same energy for everybody. I don't want you to do no holding hand stuff with Drifty or with Lewis or anybody else.
Keep the same energy
with everybody. So I'm saying to you, the same energy.
Lee, why do you hate people?
What do you mean? I'm not targeting anyone. I'm using your logic against yourself.
I'm so confused, bro. Why does people get in on? Is it because you're so used to being attacked as an Arsenal fan? Because why does people get in on bother you? I'm confused, bro.
I'm just saying, if that's the same logic that everybody gave me last season, that they said that Arsenal should be winning it because
you was a Liverpool boys clearly
97% of the season.
What about
97% of the season?
It was 14 games. It was 14 games before the World Cup.
93% of the season, you was at the top, Lee.
Wait.
93% of the season, you was top.
Drift. By December, we had played 14 games, and the last game we played before the World Cup was Wolves. We then came back, we played West Ham, we beat them. We played Newcastle, I believe, we drew against them. We then played a couple at Brighton on New Year's Day, I think.
That's in the cup.
We had beat them. So what I'm saying to you is, by December, by the end of December, start of January, it was 19 games, 20 games, and we were told we must go and win the league because we're in January, we can go and strengthen, hence why we went for Caicedo. You are in exactly the same position, so I'm leveraging the same stuff that
I'll double check it.
Everybody,
the lead isn't the same, bro. The lead isn't the same.
The league is definitely not the same.
The lead isn't even
remotely.
But
you've got a better team. You've got winners. You've got natural winners. You've got a
better team. I was told you had the best team in the league last season.
Can I just say one thing I would say is
your front three was compared to MSN.
Listen,
Salib was the best centre back in the world.
Listen, by the second leg last season,
2023 didn't count.
Last season, Lee, by the second leg of the Champions League, which I think was about maybe the second week of February, second or third week of February. Yeah.
What, the last 16?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think
just one second. So by the second or third week of February, yeah. So we still hadn't kicked into gear. Manchester City was still drawing and losing games. So Man City did not come good last season until mid-February. It's currently January and we've clicked into gear. So you were going into February with a big lead over us, Lee.
We actually beat Man City in
I'm-
February.
I'm
at the home
massive-
you
game.
did.
My issue isn't with Man City. My issue is with Liverpool in the position they are. They are this team that are the juggernauts. They've got one of the best managers. They've got a manager who's won against the current challenger, who is Man City. They've got the best right back. They've got the best centre back. They've got the best. Drift is agreeing. They've got the best right
This
winger.
isn't the
They've got
same as
now
la-
apparently one of the
you're trying to
best.
compare
They've
to
got
last year
Jota
when it's
up
not the
front. They've
same.
got all of these. They've got all of these. No, I'm just saying to you, in the position that
But
they're
Man
in.
City's got
No,
more.
but the energy,
Go
but the
on.
energy should then be with Man
There's
City
no-
as well, because Man
Hey,
City
just
are the
have
same
one.
points.
We've got to go to Anfield.
Why
By the
can't-
way, just
why
quickly,
am I
thank
not
you
like-
for this.
hold on.
Just quickly on the below, thanks for the super chat, Big Les. But I hope you realise by bringing up 115 in 2024, you've just instantly lost, bro. So we left that in 2023.
Do you know what I don't
Oh,
get?
yeah.
Though? Like, do you know what I get?
It's
right?
not. It's not an
Listen,
argument winner anymore.
It's going into 2025 by the looks of
Yeah,
it.
my
bro,
good
we're
friend,
freezing that.
What's that?
It'll be 2029 by the time we know what's going
The
on.
rest of the league will have had their
Yeah.
sanctions already by the time they've come around.
No,
We're doing it.
Man City will have done an 8-peat by then. How you mean?
We'll be the only ones left. We're the only ones that
Can we-
managed to stay
can we
with
add
the
No, it
context
is,
to
bro.
Liverpool?
Hold on. One at a time.
My good friend Matt always says this is big bad Liverpool. Am I not allowed to put any expectations on them? Why is it because all of a
We
sudden
put
they've gone through this
expectation on
rebuild
ourselves,
that Man City did the same thing last season? They went through a rebuild when they lost players or etc. Why is it now all of a sudden that we can't do that because it's Liverpool? Are you not some bitches or something? Like, can
Who
you not
said
grow a
we
pair of
can't?
balls?
Hold on. At what point did
Okay,
anybody
so
say
I'm
we
in
can't?
the same level of expectations. That's it. I love the Pictionary. I love the Pictionary. Listen,
Can we have
I love the Pictionary.
By the way,
Sorry.
I don't understand what your
I'm not
point.
allowed to
Genuinely,
put
I don't understand what your point is, because last year you were 11 points clear, and that was why there was massive
Is it
expectations.
11?
Yes,
No,
Liverpool should be in the title race. And
wait,
fighting
one
for the
sec.
league.
Can we
Man
add?
City are on the same point.
50. I've shared something, because to respond to George and Lee, the whole point is to get the real evidence up. So if you want to share, this was last year, the same game week. There you go.
5 points clear. Mad save.
With a game in hand.
5 points clear with a
fair
game in
Wait,
hand,
yeah.
bro. I think
So
that's a little
by
bit of
that
a
look,
different
by that, hold
scenario.
on. Can I just add on? Just to add on, Man City have to go to Liverpool, and you've just beaten Arsenal a few weeks ago, so you can beat Arsenal again. So you look like you're in a very good position to go forward and win the league. So I'm just
That's a mad
now
position.
putting the same optics that we had last season for Arsenal. Why can't I put it on Liverpool, who have won the league 3 seasons ago, who have got the manager who knows how to do it, who's got the centre back, the captain, who's playing out of his skin, who's got this a magical inverted right back, and who have got this right winger who's all concrete and scoring 25 goals per season in the league itself? Why am I not allowed to put
You
expectations on
can put it
Liverpool?
on, bro. You can put it
Okay.
on because I
Well,
said
I
yesterday.
expect Liverpool to
If
win
you
the
really force me to give you an answer, I think Liverpool can win the league or will win the league. Like if you really force me for an answer, I'll say Liverpool can win the league. But realistically, it would be very stupid of any of us to do what you lot did last season and act like City aren't the better team and they aren't the favourite.
No. Okay.
That's
fine.
all
All right,
Liverpool
cool,
are.
but
We're just
I'm
we're just
expecting-
humble enough
I
to be
can-
like
I can-
City are the favourites here.
No,
Unless we beat them at
no,
Anfield.
Is it humble or scared?
No. We're
Wait,
being
yeah,
humble because
because
we're
they're
not
scared.
scared.
No, they're scared. That's right.
No, we're not
Of course
scared.
you're scared. Yes, they are scared.
No,
Hold on.
there's a massive difference between being
Humble.
scared and having self-awareness.
I
You should
mean,
try it, bro.
you're
When you have self-awareness, you understand the scenarios, and you
Right.
you know what? We can apply some real logic here,
Crazy.
rather than just gassing up the thing and then getting massively disappointed at the end of the season.
Because you're
We've
scared.
been in this
It's
race with
crazy.
City a lot of times, and we know how it can end. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
All
But
right,
if you
I'm just
ask
saying
me for
the
chess, I think
expectation-
we can win the league, 100%.
There you
So
go.
can Tottenham.
All right. So the expectation from me is that the same. You just saw the table. 5 points clear. You've now got a bet in my position. In my belief, so you've got a better way of winning the league this season because Man City got to come to you, and you've got to play. You've got to go to Arsenal, who haven't won in 3-4 games now, and you've beaten them recently. So you've got that advantage over you, like I heard apparently yesterday from a certain other Kop-Ish member. So now go forward and win it. And you're in. Wait, can I just add in there? Why was it that
So when do
everybody
we add
was
the
saying that
pressure on
Wait,
Arsenal?
hold on.
Arsenal
Why was
wasn't
it that
shit.
everybody was saying- Wait, hold
No,
on,
but
hold on.
Arsenal
Why
was
it
favourites
that
to win the
everybody-
league at the start.
Wait, hold on. Why
Don't
was
win
it that
nothing.
everybody said that Arsenal got the best chance to win it right last season? Why? Because we were in the Europa League. Why has nobody mentioned that?
No,
Why has
no,
nobody
no,
mentioned
no,
that
no.
Liverpool in
That
Europa
wasn't
League?
it. That
Why
wasn't it.
Why
It was
does
because
nobody
Man City weren't
mention the fact
playing
that
well.
Liverpool,
Absolutely told you, bro.
Liverpool, hold on, Liverpool,
City
And
weren't
also
playing
Liverpool
well in
in the
because
January
Arsenal
and
got knocked
February.
out by
We weren't
Spurs.
playing well in February.
Liverpool in a second-rate tier of Europe. They are also in a position where they don't have to play their strongest players because they're or their best team because they haven't got a hard team in the next round of the Europa League. Sorry, they haven't even been drawn right now because they finished top. Fantastic. So why is it that they excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse? Put your chest out there, put your double D's out there, and just say that you're going to win the league or not. That's it. Come on, like, what's all this kumbaya?
But hold on a minute. That's what I just did, Lee. You lot, did I not just say, if you ask me for chest right now, I will say that Liverpool can win the league?
La La Land. If you want to go Paris and go Disneyland, I'll buy for you.
I don't know why. I don't know why you hate people getting
on this
it.
show, we're gonna do this.
I'm up for. We go Barca.
Yeah,
All right, so hold on a minute, Lee.
No,
Can
no,
Arsenal win the league? Can Arsenal win the league? Because you know you was top at Christmas, so we're not buying any of it. Can Arsenal win the league? No, with chest, can Arsenal win the league?
We're not in the best position. We can, but unlike Liverpool, we're not in the best position. That's what I'll say.
You know you're only
can win
the
it.
best
4
position
points
is just whoever's
behind.
first. even though
You're
they're 2
no, what
points
are
ahead
you?
of City.
3 points behind City. What? 3 points is only one
Yeah,
game,
you're in a
bro.
great position.
All you
Yeah,
gotta do
no,
is
no,
beat
3
City at
points per
Etihad.
game.
Boom, straight away you've equalised the 3
my
points.
point
Don't
is-
forget,
my point
now
is
you
my-
have Saliba back too. Now you have Saliba back. He's not
Yeah,
injured.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but you see, why are you forgetting the biggest optics? The fact that Liverpool have to play Man City at home and they are in Europa League. That was the same thing that Arsenal got given us last season. That we're in Europa League, we can go on 2 fronts, we can do this, we can do that. Now all of a sudden, it's no helpless old little old.
No,
Liverpool
but
that
let me
can't do shit.
add
Come on,
some
man,
context to this
Roll
because
it back,
what's
bro.
crazy
Come on,
about
please.
the battle between
Roll
Liverpool
it back,
and City
bro.
is when we won the league, City beat us at Anfield, and when
It was a
they won
COVID
the
season,
league,
G.
and when they won the league, we beat them at Anfield.
You're-
Technically,
yeah, but that
it
don't
hasn't
count.
even
Your one
mattered
don't
that
count.
much.
Your one don't count.
It's one of them ones I've because I look at the start of the season, I look at where our home and away games are, and the fact that we've got Tottenham and City have got a great run our last 4 games. City have got quite a good run. Generally, we've got a few tough fixtures.
Your next 5 fixtures are pretty easy.
Good, and then we've got a mad period where we've got like Villa, Brighton, Arsenal, man. But then our last 4 is very good. Yeah, but I knew we were going to have to go Anfield, and what I've told myself is, and this is me telling myself, because look, I know Anfield. I still kind of have this issue with Mahrez that he had a chance to win. To score a winner there.
Was that a penalty?
Yeah, bro. I've had an issue with him ever since he missed that penalty, right? But because going Anfield is one of them ones where I can go a point, and I'm happy with that, yeah. But we've never had to go to Anfield, business end of the season, and win, right? We just haven't. It's usually been at the Etihad, so this is the first time we've had to do that. But there's one thing that they said on Sky Sports or TNT the other day. Manchester City, since 2017, in the last 19 games of every season since 2017, on average, Manchester City drop 11 points. That's it. In the last 19 games. It was at Sky. So I just look at that Liverpool game, and that's where for me, I'm sorry, Arsenal, but I've seen enough of Arsenal this season to know.
If that's the case, I done some maths earlier. The max points Man City can get this season is 97. So if you drop about 11, you'd need about roughly 90 points to maybe win the league this year.
I think this season it's not. I don't think whoever wins the league is going to get into the 90s. This season's
I didn't think that either. I didn't think that either. But and that's just better
this season.
That just goes to my point again as to why I believe Liverpool should win the league, because I don't see Man City going 14 games unbeaten, 13 games unbeaten. And my thing is, why, going back to George's question as to why I believe that Liverpool maybe have a better position than Arsenal last season, it's because you've got to play the teams at home, as in Liverpool. Liverpool have to play Man City at home, and you've got to play inferior Arsenal currently away, which you've just beaten them. So, and you've got to play Spurs at home. For me, just for me, I'm right.
It's completely different.
Yes, every season's different. Yeah, okay, no, every season. But we saw.
But what you're acting like is that the same what you're saying is, oh, we need to give
No,
Liverpool
I'm
the
just
same
using
treatment
your-
Arsenal had
I'm
last
saying
season.
what
That's what you
you
said.
said.
You said we need to give Liverpool the same treatment Arsenal had last season. The difference is,
Yeah,
you were playing miles clear of everyone else in the league and were 8 points
So were
clear on
Liverpool.
January 18th. That's why there was
So were
massive
Liverpool. No.
expectations.
No,
Hold on.
we're
What
not
did you just do? Just
performing
say,
as well as Arsenal were last
Wait, hold
season.
on, hold on.
Yes,
Can I just say
I
quickly?
just looked myself. You were 8 points
Yeah, it
clear
was
on
5
January
points clear.
18th.
5 points clear.
You were
Yeah,
I
8
was-
five
I
points
was
clear.
getting
on
weak. I was
January
getting weak.
18th. You were 8 points
too.
clear.
Cass,
Yeah,
look at
same game week.
look
Same
around
game week. Same game week.
February,
They were
please.
5 points clear.
Look
No,
at
but you had a
round-
game in hand and then you won that game
But I'm
in
saying
hand.
it's the
so you
whole
were
league
8
in
points
context,
clear.
though. You were miles clear of everyone in terms of playing as well, and the form you guys were in. Liverpool have not been playing well. They've been getting good results. There's a difference. This isn't just theirs to lose.
Liverpool
Man
have
City
grown-
are still on the 2
Liverpool
points
have grown.
behind on the same games.
Okay, Liverpool have grown into the season. They've all now Van Dijk's back to his imperious best. Now Trent's playing out of his
But he's
skin.
not as good as
Now you've got
Saliba, though.
He's not injured now.
Now you've got McAllister playing much better. You've also got Jurgen Klopp
Not
making
better
the
than
right.
Rice, apparently.
You've also got Curtis Jones. You've got Curtis Jones now, who's the new
You've
Messiah.
got Havertz.
You know you've got all. No. Let's not stop doing this stupid stuff now. Let's actually talk proper, like for real.
Bro, I was
Liverpool-
told you
What do you
would
mean?
swap
You are in a
Havertz to
position to
Soboslai.
win.
I am
Best
talking
player.
proper, bro.
He's signed our best player, mate.
You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. As
Moses is
Liverpool can do,
overrated, man.
there's going to be no rhetoric that changes my mind. Liverpool fans, you cry mercy year in, year out. You are in the position that you can go and win the league.
What have you
You have
got?
a
Is it
very
because
good
we knocked
position.
you out of the FA Cup League? What is
Hey,
this
hold on,
animosity, bro? I'm struggling with
Bro,
this
it's because you're
animosity.
no, that happens.
Because you're
when
in their place, bro. You're in their place.
Bro,
You know,
listen, I don't know if you've ever been to
Liverpool defense team, bro.
bro.
Like,
When
this is
when
crazy,
a
bro.
woman
Like, what has happened
when
to
a
you
woman
lot?
picks her bridesmaids, yeah, whoever gets made maid of honor, yeah, the rest of the bridesmaids aren't too, they're like, I should be that maid of honor,
It is
and that's what it
crazy.
is. Like
I
I
can't
saw
believe what's going on in
this
this show.
rivalry. I saw
I see what you're doing there, Daps. That's
You know what
cheeky,
it is?
'cause
It happened last
you're
night.
still
What it
taking
is-
shots at us, bro.
I'm taking shots at both of you, but I saw it last season. Last season, yeah, when Arsenal were in the title race with City, Liverpool fans were really trying to advise Arsenal fans, yeah, listen, yeah, don't get ahead of
Yes.
right? And Arsenal fans, I sensed it last season. I said, listen, this rivalry is building up because Arsenal fans were like, how dare you tell us? Just because you've been in a title race before, don't try and tell us what it's like. And now the fact that you two are there, it's like, right, now this really, I'm not going to lie, there's a part of me that I've said before, I want to see an Arsenal-Liverpool title race and let you two just go head for head, and we'll just come through and pick it up once you two knock each other out. We'll just sweep through and take the trophy and go, there you go. You two been fighting too much.
I don't think the country is ready for a Liverpool-Arsenal title race right to the end. The world would go at the
Oh,
end.
it'd be crazy, bro. It'd be nuts.
Liverpool fans, all
Internet
the
would explode.
Liverpool fans can say, "Oh yeah,
Robbie out.
I'll tell
Robbie
you
out.
we're going to win the league after we play Arsenal. After we play Arsenal, why can't you grow a pair of balls and say you're going to win the league or you're not going to win the league? You're in
Lee,
a
I
position
said
to win
to
it.
you
Go
about
win it.
20 minutes
That's it.
ago,
I'm not
I
talking
believe
about you.
you're going to
I'm
win
not
the
talking about
league.
you. I'm just saying in general. No, but do you know what it is? When you look at some of the, I mean, I turned the comments off, but when you look at the comments, people are like, Lee hates Arsenal. I do hate Arsenal, but everybody's like, oh, what's he talking about? He's waffling. You are in a position where you can go and buy
You
players.
hate Arsenal. It's
You can-
Liverpool
you
league
can-
back then.
No, I said Liverpool. Everybody knows I hate Liverpool. Everybody knows I hate Liverpool. But like, let's be fair.
No,
You're in
you
a
just said
position
you
where
hate
can go and
Arsenal,
buy
bro.
players.
You literally just
No,
said
no,
you hate
right
Arsenal.
now it's
Nothing wrong with that.
But listen, you're in a position to buy players. You're in a position to buy players. You've got a great squad. You've got, what was it? The highest XG against Newcastle was 7 point something.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw
They
the other day.
celebrated that record, didn't
You're
they?
in a position. Yeah, they're going to celebrate that. So listen, you can go.
Lee, you had
and
68
do
shots
what
in 3
you-
games. We can both do the like weird stat thing.
It's it. That's it. Go and do it. Go
63
and
shots
go
in
and
3
win it.
games. I mean, you only scored 1 goal, which is crazy, but
go win it.
63 shots, like.
Go and do it.
Wait, are we going to have this
Go and do it. Go
Salah
and win it.
conversation? Is that still a conversation, by the way?
Go
Lee?
and do it.
I don't know. Ask the Arsenal
and do it.
fans.
Go
For
and
some reason,
Lee,
the star
is
boy
Salah-
apparently
Salah
is as good
Saka
as
still a
Mo. I don't
conversation,
know.
or
Like.
you know, this Salah Saka thing? We still
Listen,
doing that,
man.
or is that kind of?
Martinelli
man.
needs to show us if he's even
Ain't even
got
trying to
Brazilian
park
passport.
on the
Can
lease.
I- are we-
No,
are
Martin's
we-
belly.
Crazy.
You know what's funny? I just wanted to ask: are we still comparing, Steven Gerrard to Szoboszlai? Yeah, and in the week where this whole who's the best midfielder ever,
No,
are we
no
still
one
doing
ever
that
did
all of a
that.
sudden? Like, are we still
No,
doing
no
that
one
or
ever
what?
No,
Like,
no, they did. No, bro,
No,
they
they
did.
didn't.
Oh, no, they
No,
did.
no, they didn't. No,
Yes, they did.
No,
they
the
didn't.
Hungarian Gerrards, like it's
No,
not
no.
a myth.
are we
No,
still
no,
doing
no,
that?
no, they didn't. It was,
Yes,
there
they
was
did.
one person made a tongue-in-cheek comment, and then
Hello,
everyone was
is that Chris?
run away with
Is
it.
that Grizz?
So
Whereas-
if we want to do this, then how about Odegaard is the new Bergkamp? Like
Oh,
everybody's been
there you
doing
go.
wild,
There you go. There
crazy
you go.
things.
So don't bring up no Saka, Mo Salah comparison, because we can do it for all. Listen, my good
Oh, bro, I've
illustrious
been told
friend.
Saka's better than Mo Salah on numerous
Captain
occasions
Toad-
by Arsenal.
Captain
He's a
Toad
lot
told
shady, right, Mo
everybody-
Salah?
Captain Tobes told everybody that Madison's a football genius. I mean, where are we going with this? Like,
He is.
It's crazy.
Yes,
what
he
people
is, yeah.
like.
Well, I'm still confused.
There's
Arsenal,
nothing wrong with
Arsenal
that
fans
statement.
can't work out.
Crazy.
Last season, Party was the best DM in the Premier League, right? And then the start of this
There you
season,
go, there you
Declan Rice was the best DM.
So he-
and now
and
they've-
And now they both play for Arsenal.
No. But now that Arsenal have lost 2 games, it's we need the best DM in the Premier League back, and it's like as soon as our best
A month
DM
ago, they were happy to get rid of
Hold
him.
on, which one is it, Rice or Party,
There
or is
you
it
go.
just whichever
It
one's
is what it
playing
is,
for
man.
it?
Let's not forget
Listen, man,
the
we can do it
greatest
tit
flop
for
in the
tat.
Premier League history has more goals than any Arsenal forward.
This is
There
a
you
good
go.
question.
Listen, it is what it is.
How
It is what
comes
it is,
we're
man.
in phase 1 and we're supposed to actually be in a challenge, but you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many phases is it before there's actually an onus on you to win? But we're in phase 1, but apparently we must.
like-
I'm confused. Lee. What's going on?
I only respond to super chats. I only respond to super chats. Sorry, G. Sorry.
I'm confused, bro. I'm
I
confused.
don't know. When I see 1, 2, 3, 4, I think you're meaning leagues in a row. I don't know about phases, but
Yeah, I know. You know what? Yeah,
There you go.
there's a reason why me and Lewis are quiet, innit? A good reason.
Yeah, I'm just letting you, man. Just
You know what the best part about it is? It's like
now we can really laugh.
when a team. The thing is, when a team is top, when a team is top, the last thing I need to be doing personally is trying to target them. When you have to look at your own team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's
Well
yeah,
said,
you
bro.
know what?
Well
Fuck
is-
me there, man.
The thing is,
Well said.
I can probably still chat to right now. I probably can still cuss Arsenal and that because we're not that far away from you. To be fair, and we're not far away from Tottenham. But the part, why would you
still coming? Cass, United still getting second and City not winning the
I
league?
didn't. I did not expect
United second was your claim.
Yeah, I did. I said that before you made any signings. By the way, that was on
Yeah,
that
but
part.
you also said most of our signings have flopped. You said it early on.
They have, to be fair.
So there we go then. You should still get second.
No, but I didn't expect the season to go the way it went in it. That's what I thought. We were only 9 points off the Arsenal. I thought we was gonna do decent, and then what happened? We signed Mason Mount. What did he do?
Thank you.
I mean, you know what? I want to bring Lewis in because Chelsea are a funny one. Like this season,
Fucking hilarious.
like if you look at their record against the big clubs, it's actually
like-
pretty good.
You
And
mean
then
like
you
more-
look at their record against the small teams, and you're like, hold on, what the hell is going on here? Like,
It's a
Lewis,
small team.
what kind of
Yeah,
roller
because that's their
coaster
closest competition
crazy-
now.
Yeah.
They're underdogs against the big teams. That's why they win those ones.
I mean, Lewis, I'll let you defend your own team, bro. Like, talk to me, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a mess this season.
Where's
Like,
the
I
cash?
always
Lewis, where's the? I don't see no more
Shades in
where's
that.
the shades in that. No.
we haven't even signed anyone. There was some under 17 from Senegal we brought in, but like that's about it. No
Well,
transfer.
you're-
don't-
Hold on.
Your season is not about 2 transfer windows. It's about the
Hey,
actual
Lewis.
games, Lewis.
Like, Lewis,
I know, but like I thought we were gonna focus on the important stuff.
you
know,
forgot
like
one more,
bringing
Lewis.
players
You
in,
forgot one more,
money,
Lewis. Apparently,
Is that what they've done to you, Lewis? You feel like football is just about the transfers?
I've been waiting.
All
Yeah,
about
I've been
the
waiting
money.
4 months to the January window and nothing's happening.
Lewis, that's the way.
Over halfway through.
Hey, Lewis, thanks
Where's
to your
my
AI
here we goes? Where's my Dinios?
Lewis, by the way, Lewis, yeah, that's not where it stops. Your AI scouting has targeted a player again over in Brazil He's made 5 senior appearances, and they're quoting him at 60 million. And you're interested.
That's about William. Yeah, man.
Whatever it is.
It's going to be him versus
Is that
Hendricks
true?
in
Is that
in
true?
5
You've
years, man.
actually-
They rated
Yeah,
out
man.
60 million.
Project 2030. We're winning everything.
Listen,
Wow.
if that's what AI scouting does, yeah, then maybe us humans do have a chance.
AKA Football Manager.
Well, you say this now, but a team that we're going to be pulling up 2028 plus is curtains.
No, you'll
for
sell them by
everybody.
then, bro. You'll sell them all by
They
then. and
won't
make
be
profit.
playing. Exactly.
Yeah,
They
they
don't-
won't
Only
be
the worst.
shot
Only
at
the
them.
worst. No, typical Cobham.
They'll be on loan.
Andre Santos is worth about 5 million right now.
He'll be on loan. to
Aston
Strasbourg
Forest
in about
ruined
4
him in
years'
about
time.
6 months. We got to build him back up.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going to
Yeah,
go on the
that's
under
actually
20s in
crazy.
Brazil, bring up that transfer value, and we'll loan him out somewhere else in a year. We already know the main plan.
I promise you, in 5 years' time, Caicedo will be a West Ham. I'm telling you that.
No chance. No chance.
I'm telling you that now.
Caicedo, out of all the
I'm not gonna
underwhelming
lie, that is a
midfielders
pretty
in our
deep
past
statement. That is a
I'm
pretty
telling you
deep
that now.
statement.
The way you ruin some players, he'll be a West Ham.
Caicedo's not even been ruined. He's been one of our better
Hasn't even
players.
started. That's why.
It's not
Caicedo.
difficult to be one of your better players.
No,
to
it's
be
like
fair.
he hasn't even got going really.
I'd say he's been our best midfielder this season.
No,
Where are
no,
you
he
in the
hasn't.
league?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah,
No, he hasn't.
Gallagher's been.
Yeah,
going.
don't give me Gallagher. Don't give me Gallagher. I'm not listening
Hey,
to it.
hey, Mr. Cobham, Mr.
I'm
Chelsea,
not
the new
listening to the
Chelsea.
media PR waffle that's been spun
Hey, but
to
you're-
try and
you're
make
not
us
just-
take the
you're
piss
not
out of the
just-
fact that we spent 250 million on a pivot and been in mid-table. I'm
Well,
not listening.
Lavia's proved good value for money so far. To be fair,
Yo, that 30-minute cameo, man, it was brazy. The amount of
50,
passes-
To be fair,
50,
Beautiful.
50. You
Wow.
dodged the bullet there, mate. You dodged the bullet there.
Is
He's
that
giving-
no?
he's giving
I
another-
think Lavia will be balling at Liverpool still. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
Oh,
yo,
he'd be injured, bro.
But how can we sit
Yeah.
here? How can we? Caicedo's probably been good for. I've counted, yeah, pretty much off your lot. I watch Chelsea. I watch pretty much all the games, yeah, as much as I can. He's been
Except
good
he
for about
tried to avoid
7
United.
Yeah, that's the one. He's been good for about 7 games consistently, right? Actually, he's not actually been that bad since he made that mistake over at West Ham. Let's be honest. But your most
Yeah.
consistent midfielder,
Told you, he's a
as
fake
much
fan.
as he's not great on the eye, has been Conor Gallagher. And
No,
I'm not
it
saying
hasn't.
he's
Conor
not
Gallagher
your
has
best.
been their
No,
best.
no,
No, it
he's not your best. He's not your best midfielder. I said he's your most consistent midfielder.
Yeah, and I say no, he hasn't. So no, he hasn't. People run the same stats arguments and everything. I look past and I watch the games. He is Mr. Breakup, playing past sideways and backwards and give the safe.
That's what
option.
Caicedo's been doing too.
No,
I think it's in the
Caicedo's
last
playing
3
deeper.
games
This
that
guy's the
Gallagher's been
10. Or this
quiet.
guy's in the right wing, or he's in all anywhere because he's got no positional awareness at all.
But if
He
that,
just
but
passes back.
hold on. You just said he breaks up play and passes the ball sideways, right? There's-
Backwards.
Well,
And I don't mind if you're
Gareth-
doing,
Gareth-
if you're
Gareth
doing that
Barry.
from a deeper position. I don't mind. If you're doing it when there's no options around you, that's fine. When there is options and you're still passing backwards, or you're taking 5 extra touches on the ball and then passing backwards, and then everyone just hypes up your passing stats per 90 because you've never taken a risk
I'm
in
not
your
being
life.
funny. Well, I'm not being funny, Lewis. When you got Jar Jar Binks running in front of you at striker, he's not doing much either.
Dude,
Do you know what I mean?
Nicholas
It's hard
Jackson.
to- Oh,
You
yeah.
guys got more
Like
goals
Gallagher
than
took it
the whole
Anfield.
attack.
What? Because he got a hat trick in a game with 9 men. He got a hat trick in a game with 9 men, and he got a hat trick with Luton.
How about Hoyland rise up a hat trick? How about
smash a
that?
line to the mid off.
Hold on,
How about
he
Hoyland?
needs to
How
get
about
the 3
Hoyland
goals
rising
first.
up a
He
double?
needs to get the 3
Lewis,
goals
Lewis.
first.
You know what the maddest thing? You know what I love about this, yeah? Because you Chelsea fans seem to do the same thing. You can't tell me anything about my team that I don't already know. The thing is, I'm attacking your player, yeah, for what he is, which is garbage, yeah? He's a mid. This is a meaty skirmish. Whatever you say about Man United, I already know. You
That's
can't hurt me.
Spider-Man thing, isn't it?
The thing is,
I said,
Yeah,
marking.
right now.
I was like, right, I'm gonna go first and just diss my own players, and then you can't tell me shit.
Eminem.
Oh, we're on the sweat already.
I accepted reality. I accepted reality when Man United got beat by Bournemouth our own gaff. There's no point in even trying to slag man off no more
What was
because I
the
don't care.
score, Cass?
The
What
thing
was that
is,
score?
I hear it, me as well, man. We're both in the same
when you
boat.
spend $1 billion and you're trying to justify and putting up meaty skirmishes, I couldn't give a toss. You still got me doing the lines.
For me,
You still
my
got that
bigger
player. Chilwell
Because to
came
me,
on.
my
and
bigger problem isn't my players. My biggest problem is my manager.
Chilwell came on and he still put him left wing.
Thank you. And you see why I'm not having. I don't have a lot of energy for my players. That's why. Because my biggest problem is my coach.
Inside job.
Right now-
My gaffer.
right now-
My gaffer, inside job. I
Take
like
him back.
Pochettino, man.
Take that terrorist back, please.
Hey, George, could this
this
actually
guy should
be
be
what
on
is
top
happening?
5
Could
Interpol's
Poch actually
most
be doing
wanted.
this on purpose?
I
Could
think
this
they've
be
done
an
it twice to
inside
us.
man
They've done
setting?
it twice to us. It's payback. It's what they deserve.
Has anybody ever thought about that? Pochettino is a Tottenham man through.
Wait,
and
what you
through.
call him? Wait, you just said what I did. Pochettino. You said Pochettino, innit?
Pochettino.
Call him
Oh, did I?
Pochettino's.
Whatever, yeah, Poch.
Pochettino.
I just call him Poch, innit? So
call him a prick.
I'm not used to saying the full government. Poch.
It's your own boss.
It could be an inside job. It actually could, because he's doing things at Chelsea that are very uncharacteristic. Like, he is a superb manager. All the
I
banter
don't know.
aside,
I looked
Poch is a
at,
good manager.
I looked a lot at his time at PSG. We should have seen him. All
Look,
honesty.
Yeah, but Pitch is going
All the big boys.
This guy
play
won
at
League
PSG,
One.
though.
This guy won League One with 0 Manager of the Month awards. He was putting Messi in midfield, Neymar at wing back, Verratti in the 10, Kimpembe at left back, and all sorts of stupidness. I saw old PSG accounts ripping him week in and week out.
Yeah. But you know what? When United were after a new manager before they got Ten Hag, and I think 2 of the main names on the list was Ten Hag and Pochettino's, right?
It was.
And I said at the time that if they get, and at the time I was wrong. At the time, I thought if you get Pochettino, right, you're going to get a yes man, right? That's the way I see him, as a yes man. If you get Ten Hag, you're not getting a yes man. Now, I might have been wrong about Ten Hag as well, but I actually think one of the biggest issues Chelsea have is the lack of direction at the moment. And that's the only thing that I would say between Chelsea and Man United as far as the clubs are run is Man United, it cannot change. It won't change, yeah? The Glazers will not change, right? They've been there too long. Whereas Chelsea's owner just hasn't got a fucking clue, but he might learn. But at the moment, I think he has no direction, and so the manager don't know what direction he's going in. I honestly don't think many of these signings were Poch's signings.
I don't think any of them are.
No, but he was aware of these signings because he was speaking with our recruitment.
Hold
He
on,
was
but
speaking
there's
with our
being aware
recruitment
and
team
there's
2
actually
months before
wanting them.
joining.
But there's being aware, and like, bro.
The thing, the club will come to him and say,
certain men are aware that other halves do OnlyFans, yeah? They're aware. They don't have a fucking choice. They're being told, I'm doing OnlyFans, right? They don't have a choice in that. And I think it's the same with Poch.
But it's also not like he's been given a crap
Those
team
brothers are
either.
moving mad still. They've got
They are moving
Our
mad.
midfield is better than last season. Our attack is better than last season.
So what's the problem at Chelsea? What is
Oh,
actually the problem?
My
at Chelsea?
biggest problem is our manager isn't getting the most out of the players that we have. He has an awful structure. He's made our defense worse. We suck at set pieces, offensively and defensively. His game management sucks, which is part of the reason why we've never lost a game at halftime in the Premier League, but we always seem to lose it after the first half. His subs are crap, and then he makes excuses every week. We lost to a Middlesbrough team with 14 injuries, 2 more in the first half, and then he complained about injuries being the reason why we lost. Oh,
So
I need.
I'm just saying, thinking, if any of our teams, all of our teams on this panel, yeah, have fucking dropped points to these man as well.
No, I haven't.
What? Look, this is mad. This is
That should
mad.
have been a
We're
sensible
saying,
This is what I'm saying.
Bro.
They play well against the big teams. It's crazy, isn't it? It's actually
we're all
crazy.
saying Cass is the only one. He supports fucking Man United, who basically will be below Chelsea in about 2 weeks' time.
in fairness, it took 9 men for them to get us, and it was only the
I
last.
don't-
couple of
I
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. I
We
won't
get
even
it.
say we
We
played
get it.
well.
You've had
against
injuries and you've had suspensions. Fuck off.
No,
Violence.
but it's more that their performance was atrocious. Their performance was atrocious the whole game.
No, they
So
were
was
even
ours.
with
Well,
11 men.
so was ours,
11
to be
men.
fair.
Chelsea were at that point better than you, anyways.
No,
That
But
game,
this
that
is
game
the
was.
reason why I
no,
don't
no.
wanna-
That game
Caicedo,
was-
that
I'm not writing
Caicedo goal
Chelsea
changed
out.
everything. Yeah, no, they were better. As soon as they conceded Chelsea against Tottenham, Chelsea came back on fire. They were moving to
We came back a bit more into it, but the final third play was laughable.
Yeah,
no, it was
obviously
awful.
because Mate and all that kind of stuff, Koala Bear and all that decided to play a high line.
No, I meant even with us as
Yeah,
well.
but
We should have
Highland
been
worked
4-1
until the
up before we were 2-1
94th
up.
minute. Like,
Yeah, you let Nico Jackson score a hat trick against you. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
he still owns your ground, by the
he
way.
passed into an empty net. It's calm. That's the only goal.
Well, as you look, as Daps just pointed out, you
Yeah,
look
he
and
missed.
see, this is why I'm not writing Chelsea
Yeah,
out
it's
for the
mad,
League
innit?
Cup, because there's more chance they will lose to Middlesbrough than Liverpool,
Yeah.
based on their record against the big teams this season.
Oh, so basically,
So
Liverpool have to
it's
win
actually-
now.
We're all sat here licking our wounds. It's
to be fair, Liverpool always draw against Chelsea no matter what the situation is.
This is what
anyway.
I'm saying. Whether we're good or they're good, that game is always a draw, and that's why I don't want
penalties.
Chelsea.
Penalties it is.
Nah, I don't want no
Last
more
time
penalties.
they did not go to
There we
penalties.
go.
Yeah,
Final.
There we go.
Both.
Yeah, this
Liverpool
time I
again. Look, you hear that little inferiority complex with Liverpool? Look, there we go. It
Every
started
team,
already.
everyone's a
talking
bogey team,
about,
bro.
bro?
Everyone's
What
a
are
bogey
you
team. Isn't it?
talking
Started
about?
already.
An
It started
inferiority
already.
complex
Yeah,
if you
that's
lot are
right, that-
Anfield. That's an inferiority complex.
I must say, do you know what? One thing that does lead the-
let's all cry down.
The one,
He
the one thing
definitely
that did
so
get
the
me-
FA Cup. The FA Cup is really hurting Lee.
No,
Like,
but
I'm
there's
No,
noticing
how
it
you've
more,
beaten
more.
them twice? You've beaten them in 2 finals.
I'm
You beat them in
noticing it
2
more.
I
finals.
love that he
You're
was silent
still-
until Liverpool was mentioned.
Yeah,
No, I can't. There's no way. There's no way you want me to talk about. There's no way you can get me to talk about Man United and Chelsea. Come on, look, come on. Let's be serious. I can't get involved in that mudfest. But when it comes to anything
because you were
else,
lucky
Talk
to
about
get a draw
Tottenham.
against us.
Tottenham's only 1 point behind you, Lee. So
we
let's
can
talk about Tottenham.
You can talk about Tottenham if you want. Look, we can talk about Tottenham. If
You
And
don't want to
Tottenham
talk about Chelsea
apparently
because
was a
we could win a
nobody.
trophy and you guys might not. That's why. You don't want to say anything.
As I said, that same trophy you want your manager out with. That same trophy.
Hey, yeah, because I have standards. I still want trophies. I don't want my manager gone. Big facts.
There you go.
Oh, having a manager, wanting their manager gone is normal for Chelsea, bro. How you mean? That's
Yeah,
usual.
man.
Yeah,
Like every manager until we get the right one.
That comes with the season.
And then once you get the right one, then once you get the right
And let's
one,
hope we don't sack him.
once you get the right one, the minute they drop off, the second they drop off, they're going as well.
They're going as well. Ancelotti, you know what I mean? Poor man won the league.
Jose
Next season's
twice.
gone.
They sack him in the tunnel, man.
You know the maddest thing is,
Jose
yeah,
Mourinho won the league 3 times. Gone. They don't give a damn. As soon as you
by the way,
And the number one guy that we give patience to is this terrorist Pochettino.
you know what the maddest thing is here, yeah? You don't need to learn a little something quick, and I think you need to learn it from even Liverpool, Man City, and currently right now Tottenham, right? Even them, even Arsenal. The thing is, on paper, your team's good, right? On paper. Man United once had quite a few teams over the span of the years. On paper, they look good. It doesn't matter what manager you have. It all comes down to your board, your recruitment, and how well they are together. Because let's be honest, you get Ben. It's true what Mont said earlier on Savage show. Yeah, even if you got Benzema, the most you're going to get is probably 6th place. So who gives a shit, right? Because you're
never
not
know.
getting, no, but
You never know.
that's not
Right.
good for Chelsea standards. The whole point is,
Nah,
if you don't sort it from the upstairs, going down and have everyone in cohesion, you're never winning a league. Who gives a crap if you get 4th and 3rd? You're doing what Man United fans have done, over the years of 10 years.
Here's the thing: it's hard to judge a whole recruitment policy when they've only brought in players and they've only been here for a full season.
No,
You
but
need to see them
the thing
over
is,
a group of years first. My problem with the recruitment is the manager
I
idea.
think we're a good example of how it works.
It's
though.
atrocious.
Hmm.
That's the real problem. These men had months to look for a manager, and Pochettino's the best they could come up with.
Do you know what I actually think? Do you know what I think? One of the biggest problems.
He's a fraud. He's a straight fraud.
One of the problems. I do agree with you. I think the board. I'm a strong believer in the board and the direction. I think that's what Arteta's done right at Arsenal. I think also Liverpool, FSG, and Klopp. Despite FSG sometimes not being, I think FSG and Klopp are on the same page, which is important. I think the other issue that Chelsea have, and I'll be honest, I fear that luckily Manchester City's old fan base won't be like this, but Manchester City's new fan base one day might be like, if Pep goes, is the fans don't help. Because fans have a big influence on the board, right? The board often wants to be patient with managers and the board often want to buy into a project. But Chelsea's fans are the most impatient fans there is. I don't care what they are impatient as hell. They used to, I think
They're the rich kid. They're the rich kid. They're used
Chelsea,
to
Long may it continue, man.
And that's the thing, that Chelsea will not give any manager time. Right? A Chelsea manager gets 3 months max. 3 months, but 3 months is a push, right? Before an element of the fan base. And I think even you're seeing it at Newcastle at the moment. Look, I think Newcastle's board want to give Eddie Howe till the end of the season. But if Newcastle's core fan base really start turning on him, then even they'll be like, well, do you know what? And I think
that is crazy, though. Because if you look at Arsenal,
when you look at how little time the Chelsea's managers get, it's mad, bro. Like they get, we have to be fair to, we have to be fair to Potter. Hold on, Lewis, but we have to look at Potter last season. Yeah, Potter did not even get a transfer window, right? He came in after
he did.
All right, did he get
In the
the
January window, we were in Enzo Mudryk Madueke.
Hold on.
We
All right.
were in Badia Shield.
Bro,
Yeah, but no
bro,
pre-season.
Potter, but your fan base has already made their mind up on Potter way before January. You might have made your
Because this goes back to the main issue, which is manager ID, and we're bringing in crap coaches because that's the problem. I have seen enough managers come in and bed in a style of play within months. And
No, but bro, what you've got, but the difference there is you're talking about managers coming into a squad, yeah, that was already built. There might have been new players coming in, but it was a squad already built. At Chelsea right now, and this is where I actually think Chelsea do need a bit of time to catch up. They've got a new board, they've got a new manager. You've got, like, most of your team was bought January or sooner, right? Or more recent, yeah? And you just keep dropping different managers, and you're in that cycle now where maybe Man United are in it, but Man United are in it, where you've got managers that you've got players this manager's bought, players this manager's bought, players this manager's bought. No one there. There's no direction. No one knows what's going on. And then you're dropping managers in and expecting them. We've got to be real. Even Klopp at Liverpool, when he joined them, he had to have that first season and a half, bedding the players in, getting the right players, getting their fitness
even
up.
then, you had an idea of what he was trying to do.
Needed a season.
But this is my problem with Poch. Even with Klopp, you'd have an idea of what Klopp is trying to do. With Poch, there's nothing. That we don't look like we have a style of play. We don't look like we have good game management. We look awful structurally. The game management doesn't help us. We come out the second half and look worse most times. And then he contradicts himself in every press conference and makes excuses every time we drop points. Like, I understand the narrative with Chelsea fans and managers, but me personally, I can say I've been patient with managers before. Conte, Sarri, Mourinho had me a point off the relegation zone. I was still willing to give him time because they're good coaches and I've seen them do stuff. Poch has not given me nothing within the space of 6 months. Trust earned. He's not done anything to earn.
Is there a bit of Spurs in there, though? Are you feeding a little bit if he used to be Spurs, man?
Nah, because I'd love him to come here and like win trophies and rub it in Tottenham fans' faces. I just think we just brought a guy who signifies the mentality that they're trying to escape. Because I look at the mentality and is trying to put into that squad.
There's no point changing, man.
He's trying to change the mentality that dickhead instilled into that team. And now he's infecting my club. That's what the real problem is. You know what a manager's about within the first few months because they're the experienced ones. Yeah, ain't it?
But George, you're the best suited to talk about this, George.
I can only obviously go off his time at Spurs, given how long it was as well. But the one thing I can say in defense of him is that he is a very good coach. Now, what I will say, the times that frustrated me the most with Poch was some of his in-game tactics, or even some lineup decisions. The fact that in an FA Cup semi-final he put Son left wing back against Willian. That was one of the stupidest things he's ever done. But and it's some substitutions that bug me. But a coach is something he is very, very good at, and especially developing players.
Yeah, but he's good for Tottenham. He was good for Tottenham.
That's the level. Yeah, but look where he took Spurs, though. The difference is that what?
Yeah, but it's.
No, what I was going to say is it goes back into Chelsea's. I was going to say it goes back into Chelsea's recruitment and everything like that. What it seems to me, and what I think we're all saying, is in the last year or so, since the new ownership have come in, where they're inexperienced in this field, they're signing these excited young talents that they think can flip and become massive in like 6-7 years without seeing whether they are cohesive together as a team.
But it doesn't take a rival to see nothing, though. He's shit.
Even though we couldn't spend as much money as other teams, what our ownership did do was completely transform the team that had Townsends and God knows what else, fucking Stamboulis and Livermores. Like we had a team full of these people that he transformed and made a top class team that fought for the league and Champions League. The difference is Chelsea aren't doing that. They're signing these young Brazilians from out of nowhere that aren't going to fit in anytime soon, or this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there's no what first teamers have we got that isn't helping Poch? Because we've given him a £250 million pivot that he doesn't put together. We've put attackers that
what I'm saying is it's not him asking for that pivot. That's the board's trying to sign exciting players.
I also think if you look at the money you've spent, right? When a club spends money, you can sit there, and when you know a club spent money, you can sit there and you can go, okay, well, they bought this player, and you can kind of see where that money added up. Whereas I sit and look at Chelsea, and I'm like, I don't get where this money's gone. Like, I get I get Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo, right? Them three. But there's been times this season where you just have to listen to the commentator, and the commentator's like basically going, can Gallagher or Cole Palmer do anything? And it's like, okay, so you're talking about one that's homegrown and one that costs you 40 million, right? They're your go-to players. They're the two that you're thinking might create something. You spent all this money.
I'm not thinking Gallagher's creating.
No, I'm saying what commentators, admittedly, they seem to be siding with Gallagher big time. But it's because Gallagher, whether you don't like it or not, Gallagher works hard. So Gallagher is that guy that people. Cole Palmer, admittedly, Cole Palmer's look good for you. But what I'm saying is, you're looking at your forward line and you're going, where's all this? Because most of your money should go on you attacking players, right? And all I ever hear is, it's not the creating chances, it's the scoring them. Well, I'm thinking, how have you spent that much money and you ain't got a gunman? I don't get where all this money's gone. And I think what you would say is someone would come out and start listing about 15 players that are under the age of 20, that all cost about 40 to 50 million. Like some of your prices, the players you paid, probably I'd be like, what the hell? And I think the money's just been spent. And that, I don't feel that falls on Poch. I think that falls on your board and whoever your director of football is and all of them. That it's them that are doing the bad moves.
You don't have to sell the academy players to make the money.
Yeah, it's
partly
Poch. They've got a jigsaw. It's like
partly Poch because the lack of structure,
multiple jigsaws.
But it's partly Poch because of lack of structure. So that part I give him. But in terms of signing forwards, what I don't really like is we've been talking about this whole analytical signing and everything, trying to get players before they're 100 million plus and everything. But Gyökeres really flew under the radar, and now he's balling out at Sporting Lisbon, and we're looking at him, and that doesn't make any sense to me. You could have got him last season at Coventry. Yeah, and that would have made a bit more sense. Nicholas Jackson, I understand and everything. He's looking good. He's looking good for parts, and then they end up playing him as a striker. But he's looked fundamentally good this season. He just needs a bit more time to grow. The problem is, other than that, there wasn't really any gunmen on the market. Osimhen's there for 2 years left. They're not going to get rid of him. Tony's on a ban. Who else is there? Vlahovic was injury prone, and I think that's
even if you look at Osimhen, this is where I think you've spent. And what I was saying is, it's like you're trying to put a puzzle together, but you've gone and got bits from multiple different puzzles that will never go together. And that's where I think it is. It doesn't look like if you look at Pep, when Pep joined City, he had one season where he saw all the flaws and said, right, I'm going to need a new goalkeeper. I'm going to need a new left back. I'm going to need a new right back. Went and spent 200 million and we won the league, right? Same with Liverpool, when they went and got Alisson and they got Van Dijk, and they were the difference. They were the missing pieces. And whereas at the moment, if I was to say to you, you could tell me 3 players, right? Maybe 3 or 4 players that you do not rate, that you spent big money on, right? Because your squad's huge. And if you were to take the money from them, you could have gone and got Osimhen. And then it would have been a different. But you spent too much money on shit players, right?
Osimhen would have cost way more than even he costs now if we went for him in the summer.
Even if he cost 180 million,
now it's the release clause.
Lewis, even if he cost 180 million, I bet you could tell me 4 players that I do not even know exist in your squad that would probably add up to 180 million. Like young little 18-year-olds, you think?
I actually can't tell you off the top of my head.
I mean, have you got 2 players called Fofana? You've got one from Leicester,
and then
you've got another one. Right? How much money? Those 2 alone? How much is that?
No, not
80 mil for Wesley.
Hey, Wesley's 75 in itself.
Well, there we go. We're almost halfway there.
Brody's been related at he's been quoted at 50, and Gallagher's been quoted at 50.
And let's be brutally honest, there is no way that you're ever going to play a midfield of Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo. Because if you do, that stinks.
Yes, we are. As soon as Lavia sticks Gallagher out,
again, with your front line and how uncreative your front line is, you think you're then going to play Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia. You bought Lavia literally because Liverpool pissed you off going in for Caicedo. So you said, fuck it, we'll have both. You could have saved 16 million.
That's a press resistance asked midfield. Just have Palmer drop a little bit deeper. And
you know what you do? You just drop Enzo because
we're not dropping.
We're almost there with the money now.
Is better.
I do have to bounce, guys. Big up my
yeah. Big up yourself.
Bless up, my guys. Take care.
Yeah, man,
Chelsea
big
to
up,
finish
big
above
up.
United as well, by the way.
I was
Because
just
of
going to help some of these
That's
supers before we round up because obviously I want to get into one last thing. Big up Zota. It says if
Egypt.
if Egypt get out of AFCON, will Salah be able to recover? Because the last time he took him till as in like because they didn't do well.
He's not even meaning the injury.
I am a little bit worried because
He never returns well.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently
Mo-
he wins the field, and that's it.
What-
If you're
what
living
it
off
is-
the field, it's not
What
that
it is Mo is so passionate about his country and wanting
Yeah.
to win
You
something
say
with
that.
them, and he takes the
Madison
whole
went
weight
off.
of the world of
Yeah.
the country on his shoulders because he knows he is the talisman. So he
Yeah.
kind of takes it personal, like it's his fault when Egypt don't do well.
They
And I
drew,
think
innit?
it takes
They
them
drew
a lot
2-2.
longer. No, but they're gonna be out now because they've drawn.
They drew the
2
first
games.
game as well, didn't
You know
they?
what I mean?
Yeah, but they can win their last game and then they can still
Yeah,
go above.
because Ghana drew their first game as well.
But it
No,
depends if
Ghana
without
lost
Salah
that.
now.
Ghana
if
lost
you
their
can
first
do that.
game, in fact, yeah. So
they lost.
Egypt could go through.
It's a bit
Yeah.
techie. It's a bit, but I do worry about his
Yeah,
mentality.
Egypt was
in
second.
terms of
Yeah,
him.
Egypt was second, yeah.
They
But
might-
now-
I mean, if he's got a hamstring injury, he's not playing in the tournament now anyway. So
Nah, definitely not.
do you know what I mean?
Apparently,
And,
Yeah,
and I don't think. You know what? However much I know he does want to win it. I watched an interview with him before he went, and Carragher was really trying to push him for how soon will you be back, and he was very much like, "Now I want to go all the way. I'm going there. This is the country."
and
But-
he's getting old now. He knows he ain't got many chances left
Yeah,
to win it as well.
But I also do think that at this point,
he'll be there
however
in 2
much
years.
he wants to, he would not risk the rest of his season for that. If he's feeling injured, he's not going to.
Yeah, but do
Because-
you feel like he'd have to almost like Ronaldo did in the final with Portugal because that weight is on his shoulders? Do you think he would stick around with them still to sort of be that leader? And
Yeah,
if
stay
they're through the group
yeah,
stages
maybe.
and to galvanise him, surely he's going to stay with them. And not
I think
come-
he'd stay with him. Yeah, but I don't think he'd play because of the.
No, do you know
yeah,
what? It
yeah,
kind of
true.
depends because with him being, and obviously you know how I mean when I say this, because of him being Liverpool property, are they not kind of in control of an injury? Can't they be like, look, if you're injured, you've got to come back because we
Well,
need to assess the situation?
do you know what? I hear it on that, but I don't because I've
I don't
often
think you
said this.
can with
Nah,
international players.
I've said this. I've said this in a few occasions because I always remember Belgium used to piss me the hell off with Company, where Company would be injured. He'd come back. He wouldn't play one game for City. Belgium would then go, "Yep, you're in the starting 11." Then he'd go and get injured.
And then
And
go again,
I think
We have that with Romero.
the one thing you can do though is I think you can send one of your team out. Like I know City with Haaland, definitely they send one of their team whenever he goes on international duty. One of their team go with him. But I don't think.
That's what I mean.
one.
Like, because obviously he, as a Liverpool asset, they are
Yeah.
not going to let him get worse or
Nah.
injure
Yeah,
himself anymore. Because as you said, the facts are, we need him more because
You pay
do you
his
know what I
wages.
mean?
No.
Yeah, we pay his
Guarantee
wages. So it's
he's
like,
not.
you know.
Even if he's injured, he ain't going away from. He's gonna stay there until they get knocked out, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think you can. I think he'd stay there, but I think you definitely would be on the phone. Klopp would be on the phone saying, "Listen, you are not playing him."
I think
I've
Klopp would probably let
always
him
thought
stay,
this,
to
bro.
be honest.
I've honestly always thought this: that if you pay his wages, right? Often with internationals as well, I swear they get paid, but usually most
Most
give
of
it
them
to
like
charity.
charities and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, most. Yeah.
If a player catches an injury for an international, do you get compensation? If you catch an injury for an international,
yeah,
Injury lawyers for you, yeah.
No,
I don't
did
if
you know?
you've got a claim,
No, but did you not? No, a lot of players they have insurance on like their foot and their legs and all that kind of stuff. There's all
Yeah,
insurance. Yeah, all of it.
I
That's
remember
what- that's how
Michael Owen
Haaland-
had
that's how Haaland got put through private school.
£100 million insurance on his right foot. I think it was Michael Owen or something
Oh, yeah,
like that.
Alfie.
I'm pretty sure Messi's
Oh.
is something out as
Yeah,
well.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
Messi's
reckon
insurance
today-
must have been insane.
I reckon today he came off due to precaution because he doesn't want to let down his country. I don't think even if he is technically injured, he'll probably go on painkillers and that as far as he can go. He seems like that sort of dude that will fight through pain anyways.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it
yeah,
comes to country that
1000%.
much. That's why I
But
don't think
you
he will
can't
return to
fight a
Liverpool. and it's
hammy though.
serious.
Cash,
Liverpool just courier some asthma pumps in your
The thing is, right now they're sitting second. I think they got to play Cape Verde, who's sitting top at the moment of time.
Mad,
You
Cape
actually-
Verde at top.
I know
is
it's mental.
insane.
You got to play Mozambique, right? So, never say never. But if he has to miss one game and still get through, and he's still got an injury that's going to last 2 weeks, he's staying around.
Listen, I'm telling you,
anyone
in
see
about
that goal yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before? when the keeper came out and clattered him, and then they took the throw in. And
Nah.
he just volleyed it in the goal. Oh, it's one of the best goals I've seen.
Oh, I'm telling you, in about 5-6 years' time, yeah, we're going to hear that there's been a lot of dodgy betting going on at this AFCON. I'm telling you now, yeah. Some of the
You know the
results are just
best
mad.
part is, have you heard some of the commentaries? Amazing.
Really?
Yeah, especially with the Nigerian games. He's like, he makes a sexy pass. And I'm thinking like, and then he says something along the lines about because he wants Iwobi to be closer to Osimhen. I'm thinking, yeah, this is top tier. Wait, this is top tier.
All I know is the coverage over here has been a bit poor, so I don't know what the.
Yeah, I don't understand how such a big competition, right? As well, with multiple countries involved. Like, if it was actually, I'm not really interested in it, but if it was broadcast there, I've had no football to watch.
I think it's on Sky.
No, it's on Sky.
It is now, but they only got it like 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago because people complained that it wasn't going to
But
be.
let's be honest.
There's no coverage. There's no coverage on it. Like they don't do
even the Copa America.
I didn't even know
social
it was
media or
broadcast
anything
on
like
Sky.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never
I mean,
it's crazy, man.
yeah,
I've
I mean,
just
there's a
never
lot of politics I won't go into now because it will get a bit deep when it comes to that side of things with the.
I didn't even know all games are shown on Sky. I didn't even know that.
I mean, even
it's only a
even the
recent
Copa
thing.
America. Let's be honest, Copa America's got the best teams in the world
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
They still don't care. They still don't
Hey,
broadcast.
all they
still-
do is they just kick the shit out of each other. That's that
They
football.
just care about the World Cup and the Euros because that's
Yeah.
just a European
And
mentality.
think
Let's
about it. Look
be
what
honest.
Romero does all the time. Romero fakes injury so he can make sure he's fit for Copa America. All the Argentinians do.
They're-
Oh, does he get
they're
in the
bred- they're bred
Argentina
differently.
team now?
They all have some sort of injury before their games. Go look at what the Brazilians and everything as well. Not all of them, obviously, but they always have some sort of knock before the
Hey,
Copa
listen,
America games come around. They love their
Neymar had
countries.
the same knock every year around his sister's
No,
birthday,
hey,
so-
He's got
You know
ACL.
what? I do believe that level of love for your country, I think is something that does get lost quite a bit within England. But all the other countries,
know
you go
why?
anywhere
Yeah.
else, the pride they have to play for their country.
I've
100%, bro.
I've sort of got a theory about this, and I think it's because we quote unquote have the best league in the world, and it's here, and everyone's coming here to play. I don't think we have that separation of going to play for your country because we're seeing the best football here, while also then want to have players represent the country here. And then not only that, back in like the Lampard, Gerrard's days, this, that, and the other, and the players came out and said it. The fact they wouldn't even sit on the same table
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
like
yeah.
all the Chelsea people were here, Liverpool there, Man United there. There was never that cohesion.
And then you had
Whereas-
Peter Crouch going into all the circles, making bad.
You know what?
And then, like, compare that to South America, because you got to travel so far. It's almost like, yeah, I'm coming back to my country. I'm bringing
And-
this back
yeah.
here. Let's
Yeah,
let's
no,
put this
it's
together.
true.
Whether you
Yeah,
play for
true,
Arsenal,
yeah.
Spurs, whatever.
They
No, no,
travel
we're
out
coming
there
together
together.
doing this.
They all travel back together. I don't know. It's difficult. I'm going to say something, but I could be completely wrong because, listen, I don't live in any of these other countries. But I also think, unfortunately, it might be a sad state of like that as a nation at the moment. Like, are we in love with the country we live in? And I don't just mean from a football point of view. Like, have we got a lot of frustrations with our country right now, and so many things to do with our country that it's kind of like, are we are these players as proud?
But it's been this way for like 30 years, though. That we.
But it's like Argentinians. They are proud Argentinians, right? Bro, a lot of like English, like we're not as many. You know, of course we've got
I hate
some that
it.
are
I
very
hate it.
proud English,
To be
but
fair, I also think
Yeah.
there's a stigma of like sometimes if you're like proud to be British, it's seen as like a bad thing, and that's probably
Yeah.
what.
I've got another theory.
Yeah,
I've got
that's
another
true.
theory. I've got another theory.
Well, let's be honest, that's a 400-year history.
I've got another theory.
You know what I mean? Like,
I concede. I concede.
it's crazy, you know
are
what I
you
mean?
really
Like,
proud? I don't think so. No,
No, I've got another theory about it. I wouldn't go past that ever.
I'm Cypriot
So
anyway.
UEFA want everything to be in Western Europe. Everything in Europe. It has to be Europe. So everything stays over here. As soon as they start giving coverage to obviously AFCON and stuff like that, more money will get involved, more money gets generated, and then the spotlight starts going over there. That means you're taking away some spotlight away from Europe. This is all tactics. This is normal.
Very,
That's
very
what
true.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Spain, UK, Spain, Germany, everyone started looking over at AFCON, and there was actually money flooding in. Maybe they can actually go get some great facilities, and maybe you might see some actual African talent. And guess what happens? Look how many African nationalities, dual nationalities, pay for England, now Germany, France. All of a sudden, they go start paying for New Guinea, Nigeria.
Well, we're seeing the trend recently
and
with a lot of
Henderson-
Nigerians and so on and so forth.
Henderson would end up playing for a team in Africa.
Yeah, and he has to, and probably trying to find
I
another
will have, I
Bellingham.
will have no Henderson slander. That
I didn't say there was no Henderson slander there. I just said he might end up playing for a rich team in
I think George just hit the nail on the head, though, because I'm thinking about when I was younger, and I'm remembering that because the Premier League pretty much had like a couple of bad boys, but quite an average kind of scenario where like maybe about 17 teams in the league didn't really have the superstars. It might just be Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal that had the bad boys. We adored the World Cup because we got to see all the players we didn't see week in, week out. I think George is right. Now we see them every week. We're so spoiled that we're like, forget about in and out. We see these men every week. I don't need to. Games weren't televised back then. They are now. I think the FA Cup game was probably the only game that was even on telly in like the 90s. Now we get 4 or 5 games a week. I think George is kind of right. I think we're just so spoiled with what we get. We're like, forget all of that, man. We see these men every week. Let's get back to the Premier League. Whereas before, we didn't get to see Ronaldo and all these men unless we're watching Brazil. Do you get what I mean? Like that's how it used to feel. So yeah, George might be onto something there, but I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, couple supers before I finish up. Big up, Dean. Gents, every manager needs time. Poch did what he did at Spurs because they gave him enough time. Potter needed time. He's a good manager. Chelsea fans are bipolar. I definitely do believe that Potter definitely should have been given more time. Definitely should have been given more time. Would any of you take Simeone at your club, and why?
In a heartbeat. If there's anyone that's going to rival Klopp, I don't care about the style too much. Yeah, of course it would be Klopp. Rival Klopp and Pep has actually got credibility in the bag. Is Simeone, and he will breed what I like personally, and he brings back the old thing. He's like look. If Ineos is to do what they're meant to do and start getting rid of Deadwood, and you want to start pushing the regime, start putting into action. I would love Simeone. I don't think there's a manager out there that you can call world class that's even available. He's not available. He's the most well paid.
Simeone, I was going to say that, Cass. Your border. Look, I remember when Arsenal. I remember when Arsenal fans before Pep. I heard them talking about wanting Simeone at one point. Before Arteta. It might have even been before Emery as well. They kept talking about how they wanted Simeone, and the truth is, to get Simeone, firstly, you're going to have to pay a lot of money. Secondly, you're going to have to promise him a lot because this man's been at Atletico. He's happy at Atletico.
He's missed Atletico at this point.
And for him to leave that league as a club, you've got to be ambitious. You've got to be really, really ambitious. Otherwise, he's going to be like, "Now, stay where I am."
Have you seen his documentary? His documentary is amazing.
I've always said that I felt the one club that could end up with Simeone would be Newcastle, because Newcastle have that money, although at the moment it doesn't seem like they can spend it, but they've got that. And I always think to win your first league, I look at City and think to win our first league, we needed a pragmatic Mancini, right? And Simeone would go there. The alternative to Simeone for me is Jose, and Jose, I really think Jose could suit Newcastle. The whole Bobby Robson thing, like Cass and I were saying the other day, Newcastle's team is built for Jose. Like they've got a load of engines.
I don't know. He's quite toxic though, Daps.
That's the only issue, isn't it?
I don't know. The one thing I'd say about is with Mourinho is if you go back to Mourinho early days at Chelsea, he was not toxic. Yeah, he was lovable, right? But then second time round at Chelsea, it became toxic. He fell out with the owners. He had that issue with one of the female coaches there or physios there. Then he went Man United, and Man United and him quite clearly was a toxic relationship. Like if you could look at two people and say, you two are going to beef. You do not look at that board. The fact he never even bought a house there, didn't move. He lived in a hotel his whole time there. And even the fact when he left, the interview he gave when he left was just complete toxicity. But then since he's been at Roma, it hasn't been like that. Since he's been at Roma, he's become more, it seemed like he needed that break from football a little bit. I think him and Newcastle will be a match made in heaven. I think the fans would love him. I really think he could be that guy. And he has got unfinished business in the Premier League. If you think about it, Jose's got unfinished business with Chelsea. He's got unfinished business with Pep, and he's got unfinished business with Man United. So I think
Mate,
the only thing that might stop him is I think next job he's going to want to spend some money, and at the moment it don't look like that's going to happen at Newcastle. So
Yeah, that was my thing because the whole reason it went back sort of sour with Spurs is obviously he wanted like Skriniar.
he's got unfinished
Ended up
business with
getting
Spurs.
Joe
Oh
Rodon.
yeah, Shit.
But then the issue with Roma now has been, even though he delivered them a first European trophy in God knows how long or ever, whatever.
Ever.
The whole
Yeah,
issue
ever.
is in the last couple of years they've sold all their best players and
no
signed
money.
players for
Yeah.
free. So like you said, and if Newcastle were in the situation where they are going to have to sell a couple of big names or not, or try and be a bit clever with their signings, I feel
Could
like
you
he
see him
might
going
just-
back to Chelsea then?
No chance.
I think
Nah,
there will
not
be a
for a
section of
third
Chelsea
time,
fans that will want him
surely
back,
not.
which is mad.
Oh, they spend money. They'll find a way to spend money.
I think he takes over. He might take over Real Madrid when Ancelotti leaves. I can see.
Yeah,
it
but
happening.
Ancelotti's just signed a new contract.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, 2 years.
Oh, I'll forget that. I'll forget that then. That's done then.
The only other thing would be maybe a move into international, but I don't know. I wouldn't rule out the
Wait,
Chelsea.
Jose in England. I'm just saying.
I'm taking it in a heartbeat. Shit.
What, Man United?
England?
No, England.
Oh, England. Oh, yeah, I'd take him at England all
Wasn't it?
day
Yeah,
long.
all day long. Shit house your way to the top, mate, of that World Cup.
Well, bro, we need to
I think
win
you gotta win
something
those knockout
by any
games, man.
means. Yeah.
It's never pretty.
Yeah. I'd take him at England in an absolute heartbeat.
Even when Spain won theirs, they only won like the knockout games 1-0 every game, but they just did it.
Yeah, standard.
Yes, the Newcastle situation is going to be a bit of a mad one. I personally think they should stick with Eddie
Eddie,
Howe.
same. I don't think it's his fault.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even like to
okay.
give Arsenal credit for anything, but if you actually look at the way they dealt with the Arteta situation, I think that's the proof that you need to know that you actually do stick by
Say
a manager.
Arsenal when he's appeared.
If you believe in the man, if the reason you bring him in is because you believe in him, give him the 2 or 3 years to show what is the reason you brought him in. Like if Chelsea get rid of Poch now, as an example, they've basically done what Arsenal fans asked them to do with Arteta in that season when he come 8th after he won the FA Cup. When everyone's like, "Nah, do you know what? The FA Cup was a fluke. Get rid of him. He's not good enough." And then Arsenal wouldn't have had what they've had now.
Yeah.
But it would have been even less time Poch would have had, because at least by then Arteta had nearly had 2 years. Like getting rid of Poch now from Chelsea and Howe from Newcastle, it's a bad idea.
And it'll just be even more players on the next one, right?
Newcastle was the first proper test of the Champions League, and obviously it's gone horrendously with their injuries and stuff. And like I think it's such a bad decision to get rid of him now when it's like their first real test at how he's gonna have to balance everything. But
there's no talk of it. I don't think there's any talk of it from the actual owner's side so far, is there? I think, to be fair with this owner, he does seem to be
it's probably
looking
just
to
more
give him a bit of
speculation
time.
because of the.
I'm not being
results and
funny.
stuff.
There seems to be more stability in squad in Aston Villa. Why do we not talk about Aston Villa in the same breath as Newcastle as well? Because Newcastle's, let's be honest, Newcastle right now is looking like a blip. They can't spend the money. Aston Villa got a good squad. They got a good manager. They're doing good things. It's the same thing, but we don't talk about them in the same breath as Newcastle because they don't have Saudi owners. That's it. And they can't spend the money. So
Their
profits
owners are rich though, you know, bro.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
very rich. And you got to remember, I was actually speaking to a Villa fan about this earlier. You got to remember, this is where Villa fans actually need to kind of appreciate slightly what Grealish did before Grealish left. Because remember, Grealish made sure they got that 100 million. He signed that new contract just so they got that 100 million. And that 100 million has massively contributed towards where Villa are right now.
Spent it
And it's
very
only
well.
now that they're seeing it that he did help them. It's truly.
What they said about Salah, he's got a hamstring injury.
Oh, it's
like, yo.
Is that why he leaves back?
No,
Why?
what? No. I was just laughing. No, I was laughing because I'm like, yo, like, how the hell did Man City fans? Is Man City getting credit for this now? What's going on?
No. It's because I literally this evening I had a conversation with my boy Hudson, and he was trying to sell the narrative that Grealish likes having basically like, Grealish's time at City's up, like he's flopped there, and we'll have him back. And I was like, and then I was like, flopped. Bro, he's won every cup there is in one sitting, like 2 seasons, bro. But then he was saying, to be fair, like Grealish actually left us with some money. So I'm just saying it is like Villa are doing very, very well. But I'm back to Arsenal with the whole Arteta thing. That is the prime example of when a board and a manager are on the same page. And like, remember the critique Arteta got when he was getting rid of Aubameyang and he was getting rid of all these players. But now, in hindsight, it's like, yeah, fair enough. So I do think Chelsea must give him time, but it's just the fans, the Chelsea fans won't give anyone time.
Far too impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
not a chance,
let's be honest, the majority of the Chelsea fan base, well, the ones who I bump into are normally under 30. They don't know anything but success. That's literally all they know.
That's my worries about City. That's
yeah,
my
no,
worries.
your friends will be as bad, if not worse. As Chelsea,
I already see.
All you know is just winning.
Yeah, when Pep's not there, that's going to be an interesting time.
So just a quick one on that. One of my boys after the Huddersfield game saw one of the sporting directors there and one of the Barcelona lot and said, we trust you and love you, but we worry about when Pep leaves. And he laughed and said that won't be happening for a very long time. So I wouldn't worry about Pep leaving, but I do see it, and that's my worry. That already I see, like, summer, we just won the treble, right? We just done a 3-peat, and there was City fans, they're online fans, which I know are younger, saying this transfer window is an absolute joke, are bordering capable. And I'm thinking, we've just won a treble. And one of them said to me, yeah, but we're doing another flop with Rice like we did with Harry Kane. And I go, bro, we didn't get Harry Kane. We went and got Haaland and won a treble. How is our board, for less money, how is our board incapable? And he said, yeah, but if we got Harry Kane, we would have done the treble the season before. And I just thought, yeah, and that's what worries me about that age of fans coming through, that we are going to have that, where the next manager that comes in and does need a bit of time, they're not going to, and that worries me that we could end up like Chelsea.
Well, it'll be Arteta, won't it? Ain't that what the quotes are? That Arteta is being groomed to be Man City manager.
Do you know what? Until this season, I was all for that. I'm not going to lie. But this season, I've seen this arrogance in Arteta that I really, really don't like. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, to me, he seems to be becoming a bit unaccountable. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always a reason why we didn't win, and it's not quite like I remember Fergie coming out in one or two after losing games, coming out and saying, look, yeah, firstly, I need to give the other team credit for this, and today we were not good enough. Arteta, I've never heard him say that. It's always like excuses, and it's making me not like him as much and think maybe he wouldn't suit City as much.
Oh, Pep just needs to fuck off.
Your board needs to fuck off as well.
We want our Premier League back.
I'll be honest. For me, I don't mind Pep being here. Only for one reason. I want to try and beat him while he's there. Because then everybody's going to say, "Oh, we ain't won it when Pep was there." Yada. They'll diminish it. Just the same way.
That's how it is.
One thing I don't like about it
is a Farmers League. G. It is where it is.
But it's true. It's like when
when
Cormier won the heavyweight belt after John Jones left.
Yeah.
It was like, but you're not really the champion. You've got the belt, but you're not really the. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. We can always claim we won the league while Fergie was still here. Do you know what I mean? We won the league before, and I really do. I stand by that. We won the league with pretty much the last kick of the game, which is Fergie time, while Fergie was still managing the team we were in a competition with. And I truly believe that has helped our mentality in leagues ever since. Because it's like, if you can go toe-to-toe till the dying game with a Fergie, and win it, then that forms part of your club's DNA in the Premier League. That, you know what? We've seen what the first Premier League win was. It was fighting till the end against Fergie. Therefore, we can do it all the time. So I do hear it. I think there is relevance. Arsenal need to do it while Pep's here.
Yeah, I do believe.
And that's one thing I will say. Look, I hate Liverpool, but give them credit. Like, I don't like when people say, "Oh, Liverpool have only won one league." Like, you have done it, and that's fair play. Like, I don't feel like it's fair to do that. Like, but yeah, you have only won one league, so fuck Liverpool.
I was waiting for the rude bit, because it's like, Lee's being complimentary to Liverpool. This don't make no sense. Hold on a minute.
I'm not being funny though.
Like, listen,
but Lee, how many Premier Leagues have you won?
3.
How many have Spurs won? How many have?
The thing is, whether it's 1 or 3, that's
we're winning the next 5, so it doesn't matter anyway.
That's still embarrassing.
That's why I always label.
The point,
26 years.
They've won it.
That's crazy. Like
but they've won it. They've won it.
That's it. What?
No, they've won it. They've won. But the thing is, my thing is, against the best Premier League manager, they've gone up and done it. Like, so
Second.
I just don't like when people say they've only won one league.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I think it's the best.
I would say Pep is the best. Longevity gives it to Ferguson, but Pep is actually.
You look at all the stats on average and all of that. And,
Dominated
once-
3
once-
errors.
I hear you, bro. Once we get the
You'd have-
4-peat, something your manager never did. So
Yeah, it's not that hard.
You know what though? It's funny,
Oh,
'cause
why haven't you done
would
it then,
almost
bro?
believe it's Ange the way that Spurs fans talk.
It's a farmers league. That's why not every team's.
No Spurs fans talking. They're just
imagine
Nothing
doing a
happened.
three.
believe it's-
Imagine doing a 3-peat
You
while
don't
doing
believe
a
it's
treble.
G'day, mate.
We've done exactly the same thing what you've done. Pretty
You
much.
never did a
I'll
3-peat
do a
and a
personal
treble in the
score
same
Australia
season.
if we win.
It doesn't matter. We started off with.
Do you ever do 100 points?
We
You started it off.
We started off with a
Started it
treble
off.
and then we won 2 other ones.
Oh no! I've got Jordan Lee doing the North London team. I've got Daxi Cat doing the Manchester Derby team. It's like there's too much
Just with the
popping up.
popcorn in the corner.
We got to bring it back in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've got one more super from Dean here. It says Arsenal and City without KDB have shown some vulnerabilities. Liverpool are getting the job done, and the team hasn't fully clicked. Don't sleep on them. I mean, are you sleeping on us, Daps, Liverpool?
No.
Do
you know what? Hold tight, Errol. Yeah, Errol tried doing this on another stream, saying, "Yeah, you know, we're just quietly creeping." And the way I could compare it is, you know when you like you're 18 or something, yeah. Well, when you're 18 and you're going back to your mum and dad's house, or maybe when you're 30 and you're going back to your missus, right? But ultimately, you've been on a night out, you're drunk, yeah, and you think you're creeping, yeah. You think you're not going to wake the house up, yeah? But actually, yeah, that's Liverpool right now. Liverpool think they're creeping and Man City are not aware. Listen, I said I'm aware we have to go to Anfield back end of the season, right? I'm aware that when Liverpool win at the weekend, they're 5 points ahead of us, right? I look and I'm already going like, I'm hoping that you play Arsenal without Trent and without Salah. And I'm hoping, like, I'll be honest now, yeah? I learned enough about Arsenal in the last couple of weeks that I don't believe Arsenal are going to win the league, right? So now I'm asking Arsenal to do us a favour and take some points off of you, because I will never underestimate Liverpool, right? I won't, because head to head against us, there was a super chat earlier saying, Daps, do you fear Anfield? I fear Man City not being the best Man City, and I fear Anfield. Yeah, I do. I honestly... Last season, when Arsenal were like, yeah, we're going Anfield, we're going to win. And this season, yeah, we're going Anfield, we're going to win. I'm thinking, you lot are so naive, man. Like, going Anfield and winning is not easy, let alone when it really means something to Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like, some teams sometimes get a result, but when Liverpool know this is, you have to be, it's for me, a game at Anfield when you're in a title race is the most strategic game there is, yeah? Because you don't just have to think about the game. You have to think about how you keep the fans quiet. You have to think about everything. Like
Man, I wouldn't be too worried about the crowd, mate. It's
no,
all
bro,
fairy tale.
No.
It has been, though, to be fair.
No, but let me be.
I mean, how quiet was the
Hold
Emirates
on.
when Diaz
Hold on,
packed it in the top corner, Lee?
But this is a thing. What you say there is,
we got time. We got time.
I agree with you as far as same as, you know what, Bayern away last season when we went to Bayern away, very similar. The first 25 minutes, yeah, that ground was absolutely rocking. And someone said to me, we just have to weather the first 25 minutes and then there will be quiet. And it was right. Same with Anfield, right? You have to, the first 20, 25 minutes, you have to make Anfield become quiet by frustrating them. But then that's where it gets really hard, that you have to keep it like that, because you commit one foul or they get one decision not go their way, it gives them, and same at St James's Park, that all of a sudden
they start crying.
Well, either way, it's a noise that drives the players on. And this is where, and it's easy for us to come here and go, oh, don't worry about that. But bro, this is why you haven't won. This is why you didn't win there last season. You were 2-0 up, bro, and then all of a sudden Anfield came alive, and you ended up 2-2, like, because you downplayed Anfield. I'm
the worst Liverpool team under Klopp as well.
But the one thing I will say on that, where people say, oh, you know, Liverpool, City haven't looked that good this season. People, we say that every single damn season up until January or February. Like, when are you going to learn? I'll repeat the stat one more time. Since 2017, on average, Manchester City drop 11 points in the last 19 games of the season, right? So this
Let's
whole
hope that changes this season. Let's hope.
I mean, it
Can
might
I-
do.
Tottenham,
Can I ask
Tottenham,
a
do you have something for me? Tottenham or Villa, please,
Oh,
please,
no, I was just
Might
about
in the
to
FA
ask.
Cup.
please.
Do any of you guys genuinely think that Villa have a chance of doing a Leicester?
No. I think the home record will be great, but their away record, every time I watch them away, they're just so booky, man.
I tell you what, you need to see.
Even
You need
still,
to see.
they're level on points with City, and we're over halfway through
No,
the
but no, I
season.
hear-
They
I
should
hear
actually
it.
be top, you know, George.
But you
That's
know
the
what it is?
crazy
If you're gonna
thing.
use
Villa's
this-
got points against Sheffield United and some other, I can't remember, and they shouldn't have even dropped those points.
against us as well.
Yeah, so they should actually be top. I think Europa League will kill Villa. They haven't got. I don't think they've got the know-how within the squad.
And the fact that Emery want to
be, and Emery's
Yeah,
100% going to want to win.
Maybe
the
he'll
Europa
win that instead of
You know,
Liverpool.
I feel like there'll be a point where we can really call it, because I always remember that Leicester season, is that I'd probably say around late February, early March, you can sense if a team really does have the momentum in them, especially a team like that. Like if they're still,
please.
I think by February that season, I think Leicester were top, weren't they?
Yeah, they were
No,
flying.
I
Yeah,
don't think they went top until March. Leicester.
Was it March then?
No.
I swear it might have been. They were
Because
on a mad run.
Arsenal was top, weren't they? In January, February, and then Leicester took over.
Because
didn't they?
we were never top at all that season.
But I just remember they had a mad momentum behind them, and it was like where it was like fucking, you know, where a train's just moving and the brakes are not being put on it, and it just felt like, do you know what?
When did
These men are
Vardy do
actually
that
gonna do it.
record-breaking run of goals scored in consecutive?
No, that was
That was at the start of the season. He went, I think he did 13 games where he scored in every. It was Man United the last game that he had to score.
Broke Van Nistelrooy's record of 10, I think it was. Games.
it was.
I think the one thing that's going to be hard, whether it be Arsenal, whether it be Tottenham, whether it be Villa, the hardest thing that you're going to have this season is like Arsenal found it difficult last season with Man City chasing them down, but Aston Villa, Tottenham, or Arsenal, knowing that you've got City and Liverpool, the two teams that can put runs together, chasing you down, I think that's too much pressure for any of those three teams to take. Because
But equally, you've got to come to the Tottenham Stadium in April when it comes to crunch time.
yeah,
So
no, we do. Bro,
But that's going to be a big one.
Please, Tottenham, please. Please.
The one thing I will say now is this title race this season is going down to the one of the last games of the season. The reason why I say that is go and look at Man City's last 4 games. Their last 4 games, all 4 of them, after Tottenham, our last 4 games are all, for me, very, very winnable games. Like I think West Ham at home, Wolves at home, and then Forest away, and one other Luton at home as well. I think it is. Yeah, there's 4 very. So it's kind of one of them ones where even if City do lose to Tottenham, unless one of you man have a real gap, you're still going to be like, fucking hell. Well, we could still lose. You drop 1 point, and City will be back on you again.
We would have to go on like a mad run now because our April fixtures are an absolute joke. I think we've got City, Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool in a row, and then I think someone else is.
Romero will be out for at least 2 of them with his suspension.
Exactly. So
but you got
Dragushin now, so we got the one. We got the boy.
It's going to be tricky. It's going to be very tricky. I'm looking forward to it. I hope the title race goes down to the last 4 or 5 weeks with every team. Like how the league is now,
close between a lot
it would be amazing if there was like 4 weeks to go and it was still as close as it is now.
It
would be.
I think it might be this season as well.
It would be
Prime
amazing.
Barclays.
Please, I'm just begging Tottenham. Can you win something before Arsenal, please?
Unbearable will be.
I'll be honest. That's not. I'll be honest. Listen, people are going to say it's coming from a place of hate, but I genuinely, I just don't believe in that manager. I think he's going to take it to a point, and I think he's maybe like Arteta. He might take it to a point, and that's it. No, do you know what? I might say about everybody, but more time I'm right than I'm wrong. So
if Tottenham get past City, which I want to touch on before we go.
Wait, are you talking about in the FA Cup? Yeah.
Who, apart from Liverpool, who stops Tottenham winning the FA Cup?
Man United still.
Middlesbrough.
No, I don't know. I think if it was a real crunch game, I think if Tottenham have got all their players, they beat Man United.
I think we go all the way to the final for
we say that, but you know what it is? there's no base of how Ange performs in cups yet. We only got one, and that's obviously down to him changing the lineup. So we don't even know.
I mean, he was a good cup manager in Scotland.
To be fair, they didn't look convincing against. I know they've got players out, but they really didn't look convincing against Burnley. Really didn't.
No.
Apart from, I mean, but Porro was the difference that whole game. Like I knew whatever happened.
How you guys didn't even.
If you think about it though, if Man City get knocked out, let's say even Chelsea get knocked out by Villa, right? It's anyone's, isn't it? FA Cup, really?
Yeah.
It's not United's.
It could be. You never know.
No
one expects us to get there last year.
You lot want to believe?
No. Last year you were better than this year, bro. That's why you finished third.
Magic of the FA Cup. Bring back Casemiro, and might have a little.
We're different now. I think we can go all the way if we can beat.
Yeah, if you lot want to believe in Spurs, then mate, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what you like.
Welcome to the
you know what? To be fair, Spurs might be absolutely shocking against City in the cup. You could be shit.
What is the second half of the table game again in the North London derby? Is it at the Tottenham Stadium?
At Tottenham.
Yeah,
Arsenal lost. Yeah, Arsenal losing that one. That's a fact.
Ooh, that
You wanna bet?
tricky for Arsenal's title race having to go to the Tottenham
They
Stadium.
couldn't even beat us on their own ground.
I don't bet it's haram in it. But the thing is, I will put if I did, I'd put all eggs in Tottenham's basketball than Arsenal's.
What,
I
to
saw.
win?
I
don't think so.
I saw Tottenham are going to finish above Arsenal this season. Watch. It's not delusion because they finished above them for 5 seasons in a row. Anyways, it's just this season's a bit different.
If that happens,
Do you see how that
the
record-
meltdown
do you
from
know-
the Arsenal fans.
It's not a
Do you know
record.
what's
It's not
funny,
a
right?
record.
Do you know what's funny, right? This whole week, right? There's been all of this discourse about like who's been the best Premier League midfielder, ever, and it's a lot of recency bias about De Bruyne being the best overall. Well, I mean, that's just stupid. But the whole Declan Rice, the whole De Bruyne thing, the whole De Bruyne thing being the best, and I think you're doing the same thing with Spurs now.
It's not us doing it, by the way.
We've had 3 games where we've not looked. To be fair, 3 of those games, out of 2 of them, I thought we was all right, but we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And now all of a sudden we're just dusty.
No, but your performance. Let's not do that, Lee. You're not doing that. You're not being.
You was part of that, bro. You was
Lee.
Hold on.
Your performances have been shocking.
Hold on. Firstly, don't lie because I haven't been on YouTube at all, so I haven't said it.
What do you mean? Yeah, I know you've been running away. That's what we know. You've been doing Casper settings, Ghostbusters. But I'm just but your performance has been shocking. Let's not act like
he's been watching Insecure.
You did do one show, Lee. You did do one show where you joined me and Matt for the preview to the FA Cup game.
Yeah, but I didn't. You'd
given up all faith in Arsenal, bro.
No, I didn't.
I
just said that I was realistic. I was realistic. I said that we haven't been playing well, and I said I thought we'd win 2-1. That's what I said.
Lee, what was the name of the series that you were watching?
Insecure, no.
It's
in the city. But look, I'll be real. If I'm not going to be shocked. Like I think everybody's going a bit crazy, and look, Arsenal fans, yes, they're going overboard. They're going a bit like wild. We need this, we need that. Arsenal aren't crap. Arsenal, the same way how you're not crap. The same way how last season Liverpool fell off, and now their players are back. Arsenal aren't this crap team. We're just not playing. Something isn't clicking. Partly the manager, some of the players just aren't playing well. But for us to now be, put in this position where we've got the best defense statistically in the league. If you look at all the statistics, we've got the best defense. We've got a few players coming back. I'm not going to use the injury thing, but when we do get a rhythm and we start to play a bit better in terms of going forward, we will be all right. We'll be all right. I don't think we're going to.
Actually, statistically, no, you don't.
I don't think we're going to win anything. But to say right now, I'll put all your money on Spurs, and to say that they're going to finish above us is absolute lunacy. Because
not really. You know why? Yeah, I say. You know why I say this? First and foremost, you got one fact wrong. Statistically, if you want to go off by goals conceded, Liverpool have the best defense, right? See, the thing is, City have only conceded 3 more goals than you, so it's not that much. It's not.
Now we've been defensively shit, bro. I know
that, but let's not act like Arsenal haven't been exactly defensively shit either. You don't even know what left back's going to start.
Because you're doing recency bias. No.
I'm not doing recency bias. Lee, stop. I'm saying this year, out of all teams, no teams have been convincing but one for me, and they've shown adversity as well, yeah? And that's Tottenham. They've had 2 centre-back. They've had 2 fullbacks at centre-back. they've played with right now. They're playing without anybody in their midfield pretty much, and they still obviously. I know they got a point against Man United. It's not exactly the greatest result right now, considering how shit Man United are, right? But the whole point is they're getting lots of players back, and I'm not gonna forget what I saw when their team was actually together before that Chelsea game, right? And now they got that and more. They're gonna go and spend probably on another guy, like whether it's a loan or a buy in the midfield. They're gonna both their ranks.
30 million 18-year-old.
I don't think you are. I think when they no pressure Spurs are a dangerous Spurs. I remember the one under Conte when as well.
Ludi paid 4D chess as well. We're the only ones that can buy players at the moment.
Sorry, really quickly, Cass. Tell me what you remember about this dangerous Spurs.
No. So when Conte first took in charge, of Spurs, they were like
no bodies,
but they were like 8th or 9th with garbage players and only Harry Kane and Son at that point, right? And they still finished. And they still finished above them.
Certain other teams.
People forget no pressure Spurs are but no pressure Spurs typically do really, really well. So on that note, it's
really well.
Well, for their standard, from getting from 8th or 9th, getting up to a top 4 is doing really well for their standards. Or any team.
Can I just ask you?
All I can say is on Spurs. What I've just done so far, I have genuinely never seen it from any manager since I've been alive.
That's why we're starting. You know, when you say Arteta had his blueprint that we use now, and right now for any manager, we're using and as a blueprint to say that.
All right, cool. And I'll just go off. I'll just go off this one thing.
The board deserves some credit as well.
Arsenal in the dumps. We're not playing well. We can't score goals. Richarlison scored more goals in our whole attack, and they're level on points with us, and they play the game more. So if we do even 10% better in the forward line, by that rhetoric and logic, we should finish above them. So I'm saying is,
you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't though. Again, that's a dumb statement.
Wait, no, it's not. Hold on a second.
Yes, it is a dumb statement. You your players.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Right now, Spurs are level on points with us, and they're playing great football. They're scoring a load of goals, etc. Right? They're playing. They're playing out from the back. Their keepers on form, looking really good. Their defense looks good. Udogie, great, etc. All right. We're not playing well. We've lost 3 games in a row, 2 in the league, I believe it is. It is 2 in the league. 3 we've not won in the last 5 games. Sorry, we've not won, and we're level on points with Spurs. So if we improve in the one aspect that we're really slacking, even by 10%, we should perform better, score more goals, which leads to winning more goals. So for me, everybody's going like, oh, it's a banker. You're going off, it's a banker that Spurs are finishing above us. And I'm like,
I didn't. It's just my opinion.
No, yes. So you're going off this whole, it's a banker that Spurs will finish above Arsenal. And I'm saying, even if we play 10% better with a few of our players that are coming back, and Spurs' players coming back are fine, cool. If we play a little bit better in the forward line, we should score more goals and we'll win more games. I don't think that's such a hard logic to understand.
That's typically how games work, Lee. But I'm just trying to say this year, you've got your players from your forward line, everyone's fit. James Maddison comes back, is adding that 10% you're talking about that they've been missing, that 20%.
We've not had our first team since game week 10.
Van der Ven coming back is a 5-10%. Romero coming back is a 5 or 10% extra. So the fact
you're forgetting they've now got Timo Werner, bro.
Well, anyways. But what I'm trying to say, the thing is, when a manager gets the best out of average players and gets something, a tune out of them, that shows me you're coaching really well. The thing is, I've shown
6 months, man.
And the fact is, it is a 6
months. You know what, actually, I'm happy though. Guys, and you know what? Actually, to be fair, I'm happy you predicted that because you said that Man United would finish second, so you don't know shit, mate. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but so off the base of last season, which you thought you was,
and that's right.
You know what? I could say, my prediction was bad, but you said that you was winning the league not only last year but this year. So I guess what, you might not even finish in the top.
No, last year he said third.
No. Because expectations change through a season. So he said third. They improved just like Man United. Everyone predicted us 6th. So this season, you thought you were winning the league. You're not there.
Wait.
You'll drop off from 2nd to 4th, or maybe even 5th. No, don't do that because guess what? You're going for a different.
All right, let me respond.
Like you believed in your team to go and do better. I believe in my team to go make the correct signings and do better. Your team hasn't done so. My team hasn't done so. I'm dropping a few places by 3 places. Guess what? So maybe so's your team. The fact is,
you're finishing 6th.
6th or 7th. It
let
doesn't
me
matter.
just say,
It doesn't matter to me.
Kaz, wait, hold on, Kaz. But the reason why your thing looks so stupid is because last season, at the start of the season, you didn't buy enough and do enough, and you didn't believe in your manager enough. Nobody did, and everybody tried to tell you. Whereas experts and people in the media, and even Callum, predicted Arsenal. Why? Because we thought that it was a logical thing. You could see Arsenal winning the league, unfortunately.
No, you couldn't have. Sorry, Lee. No, this is where I had to stop you. You dropped off at the same time as we did at the end of the season. What are you doing? You've been shit since April.
Wait, hold on. The same way how Gary Neville, he predicted Arsenal to finish to win the league.
This is a meaty skirmish, by the way.
Wait, hold on. It wasn't far-fetched for Arsenal fans to think, or anybody, even rival fans, to think Arsenal could win the league. Whereas for you to finish second was absolutely farcical and nonsensical, because we knew that people said Chelsea. No, you said second. That's what you said. So
no,
listen,
but yeah,
ultimately,
after finishing third.
I'm not that bothered. Like we're fourth right now on goal difference with Spurs. We're fourth. For me, I'm not sitting here saying that we haven't had a faltering season, but I'm just saying to you, you're going off this whole premise of the recency bias of us playing poorly. And now prophesizing that we're gonna now you're prophesizing that we're gonna finish below Spurs, and Spurs are gonna do all of these amazing things. And I'm just a bit like, can we not pump the brakes? Is it not just three? Is it 4 games where we've played drastically poor, and in 3 of those?
No. Guess what? No, Lee. It's been more than that. You're taking long to land. Hurry up.
In two of those games, we weren't even that bad. We just couldn't finish. It's just that simple. Whether you want to believe it or not, like it is.
No, it's not, man. It's
been poor for a while. I can go to this. I can go to other teams, just like my Spurs. They played the other day. They didn't look great. There's been multiple teams that have played games this season and they've not played well. So for me, look, like I'm not sitting here going crazy. Like to say that, like it's a guarantee that Spurs are finished above Arsenal.
I didn't say it's a guarantee. I said it's my opinion.
Because it's so weird because this is what I hate.
You're more hot the fact that it's Spurs. Guess what?
It's not a guarantee.
Exactly.
But that's what you said, though. You said it was a guarantee
guarantee.
that Arsenal finish above. Yes, you did.
No,
you said it's absolutely lunacy.
You are just
By the way,
absolutely.
I'm gonna break it up in a minute, but
last time I checked football, content creation is about opinions and predictions. That's why we're here. That's what we do. We put an opinion. I didn't say try to change my words. You said you was guaranteed to win the league. Your guarantees are fast as well. It doesn't matter. Guess what? Lee. I'm excited to Spurs. Do you know what? Yeah, it doesn't matter what I predict. Yeah, at the end of the day,
That's very passionate about Tottenham. I'm not gonna lie.
No, the thing is,
that's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen this passion in him. I've not seen this passion in him all season about Man United. So
the maddest part is,
it's because he needs us to win ahead of everyone else.
Just to land, remember, I always say this: whether I put Man United second or whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Because guess what? You still didn't win the Prem, and it's not a trophy. This is a meaty skirmish. Lee, the fact you're getting hot is because I said Tottenham. Yeah, and that's okay. Lee, this is the pinnacle of your fan base. As long as you finish above Tottenham, you are happy. That's why your fan base and your club is dog shit. That's what you know, and as long as you finish above Tottenham, you're happy. You've always been like that. You've been for years. You ain't won a Prem in 20 years. You're out your precious FA Cup. That's it, man. Just give it a rest. Give it a rest. It's not a trophy.
All right, cool. Moving on. So, Kaz. You finished now, yeah?
Let's bring it in now. Let's bring it in. I love it, but let's bring it in now.
Just to make it very clear. The bottom line is, I'm just saying to you, you can't sit there and say it is a guarantee, and you're doing recency.
When did you hear that come out of my mouth?
You literally said this.
I just said I think Tottenham will finish above Arsenal this season.
You know what? There's a saying that teachers say. Some people listen to learn, and some people listen to respond.
I can't lie. I think you're like 2 seconds behind as well. By the way,
he's doing the other.
You're not listening. You're just responding to the stuff. You need to listen. You said it's not.
These were your words. I don't. And you're not landing. You're taking forever. I can't be bothered to listen. Does that matter? It's been going for 2 hours.
Kaz, you literally just said, I don't bet because it's haram, but I'm literally putting all my money on Spurs to win. That sounds like
that sounds like a guarantee. It's still betting.
Alright,
It's still a
wrap up the
50-50 gamble.
Bro,
Does it
if
say
you
Can I
bet,
just
yeah,
say one
you're
thing back
very-
on Spurs?
If you put all your money,
I said,
if you put all your thousands of
I
pounds-
said, I didn't say money. I said I put all my
Yeah,
eggs on the
yeah,
basket on Spurs right now.
yeah. Okay, so that
Right
you're
now.
guaranteed. You're almost trying to guarantee to yourself. You're trying to convince yourself so much that Spurs. And I'm like, well, it's not. There's no guarantee because you're going off the last 5 games. where,
Oh,
yes,
you
we
might be
have.
I'm
getting
not
looser.
going to the last 5 games.
Oh, that's great
Yeah.
news.
Yeah, I'm just
What
like, what are you
happened?
talking about?
What
Like,
the
Oh,
like,
you're just looking at?
it's not a guarantee for me.
Huh?
It's not a guarantee. Like, I just think that you're going off
The
the last
young lad.
5 games.
This lad.
That's
Oh no.
Let's reconvene this argument in the next international break. It'll be very
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
to see in March just what has happened, where we are, what's going on.
Drift. Can I
yo.
just say quick? Obviously, you said about the City Tottenham game in the FA Cup. For me, this City Tottenham game, like last season when Arsenal faced City in the FA Cup before we played them at their ground in the league, it was one of them ones where it was their chance to get one over City, because I felt like Arsenal needed to prove to themselves that they could beat City. And this is the way I'm seeing the Tottenham FA Cup game, because like we know we have to go to Tottenham back into the season, right? And we're going to have to pick up probably 3 points there. Yeah. So and at the moment, just a reminder, we have not scored a goal at Tottenham's new stadium. Not one goal, right? We're bad. Bro, very bad there. So the chance to play them in the
Lloris
FA
even
Cup,
saved the penalty against Man
bro,
City.
we've just been stinky there. The fact we get to go there, and the advantage of going there in the FA Cup means we get to take 10,000 fans with us as well.
Yes,
Means
wow.
yeah, and we sold out. We sold out instantly. So that's a good one for us, because I think we need that in the league. We can't be going there in the league to never scoring a goal there, right? Needing 3 points. That's not a good look. So I think the FA Cups pays. It's one for everyone. If I'm an Arsenal, if I'm a Liverpool, if I'm a Villa fan, I'm watching that game very interestingly, because if City don't beat Tottenham in the FA Cup, I'm thinking, mentally, when City have to go there in April, that's not a good one. So we have to go there and do something in the FA Cup. We have to kind of prove to ourselves that we can actually. But you know what? When Pep won the treble, they asked him what will City need to do if you win the treble, then what next? And he said, who knows? Maybe next season we can beat Tottenham at their ground. Like that's what Pep said. So, and that is it. Like, bro, we've completed football if we score a goal at Tottenham's ground. So
I genuinely think you'll score this time. But I still got massive faith now that Madison and Van der Ven being back is the biggest key for me.
Absolutely.
I still think we're going to win just because we're at home. And the atmosphere is going to be mental with him being back in the team.
And Romero, to be fair.
And Romero, and Dragushin is back up. Kulusevski's going to be not ill.
Could Son be back from the
No, he won't.
Son,
that's the biggest miss.
If they go out, I think if Korea get knocked out, which they won't ultimately.
They're quite good.
They won the first game 3-1 anyway.
Yeah,
So
they usually go far. If Korea get knocked out, he could come back 2 days before the game. In fact, 1 day before now, because we're playing on the 26th, not the 27th, and it finishes on their last games. I think
it's not going to happen. He won't be
going to
there.
happen.
Oh, yeah,
and the reminder is we're going down there with 10,000 this time instead of the normal allocation. And Kevin De Bruyne. That's the difference.
But I've said this to everyone I've spoken to as well. I would much rather face you now than have to face you at Wembley in like a semi or a final.
Yeah. 100%.
Because at the end of the day, like if we're legit gonna go for a trophy, which is what Ange wants to do, we have to face a Man City or whatever at some point. I definitely would much rather do it now than.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Listen, it's a game everyone's watching anyway. It's going to be a good game, man.
Friday night.
Chelsea Villa as well will be a good game.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, man. So just quickly before we wrap up, I got one super from Dean. I just want to get a prediction from everyone for the Spurs and City game. Dean says, sad to think that if it wasn't for VAR, Liverpool would be way ahead on points with no losses.
I don't want to hear that. That was in like the 12th minute.
And again, if we're going to do that,
automatically win that game because of that VAR.
I still think if the officiating wasn't as bad as it was, we beat Tottenham that day. But I don't want to do the ifs and the buts.
There's so many. Look, the truth is, if I'm every fan base will look at a season and go, oh, they're the decisions that didn't go our way. But there's decisions that go every single team's way in every game, and every team has them go forward
if we
against
just
them.
scored first and not conceded in every game, would win the league.
No, but that game is totally different because a legitimate goal that made us go 1-0 up was ruled off. That would have changed the entire complexity of how we played the game from that moment.
Oh, of course.
And we wouldn't have gone down to 9 men if we would lose. Do you know what I mean?
But there's still been so much VAR controversy anyway. That like a penalty should have been here, or a red card should have been there. That would have impacted.
If I'm being real,
got a sending off wasn't a sending off.
If we're going to do this, if we're all going to do this hindsight, the season that Liverpool won the league, right? We played Tottenham in, I think it was September, right? And that season we got off to a really bad start. We would have won the game if it wasn't for the fact that a Tottenham player pulled Laporte's hand into the ball and then a handball got given, right? He was being pulled. His hand literally got pulled into the ball. Handball got given and we lost that game. If we would have won that game, our form might have changed and we might have won the league. If we're really going to do this,
that is a complete different scenario.
Not, bro, because there's all these things. No, of course it is, because it's not Liverpool.
No, because this was the only time in the history of football that a legitimate goal was not given. Like this isn't
it's not in the history. No. Hold on.
In the history of VAR,
not in the history. What the biggest thing there was actually not even the VAR decision. It's the fact that they made a statement about it. Yeah. That's what they did wrong.
It was whatever the mistake was.
The decision was wrong.
The only time a legit goal has been ruled out by VAR.
No, you're saying legit because you're saying legit because they came out and made the statement.
Oh, legit because he was onside, bro. It was a legit goal. There was. There's been other.
But Drifty, are we really going to say? Hold on. There's been plenty other legit goals ruled out.
No, but they're all subjective.
No, that was the only one.
Offside isn't subjective.
But the reason why you're saying,
what do you think? How do you feel?
The only reason Tony against Arsenal last year.
There's been so many decisions.
And this is why I keep saying
it was the statement they made. They came out and said, put their hands up and said we were wrong.
Look,
this is why I keep saying to you, I said it at the start of the show. I don't understand why you lot do this kumbaya stuff for Liverpool, because when it comes to football, I'm sorry, I'll keep saying it.
Anyone is anyway. Just because we said that they're not outright winners of the league.
No, they just cry about everything when it comes to football only. They just cry.
I kind of agree.
I agree with you on that.
I agree on that part. 100%. Every little thing.
It's fine. We hear all of your fans bitching about everything, but you lot only want to hate on us. It's fine.
No, but you lot are when you lot are allowed.
Liverpool and Arsenal are the most vocal when it comes to
Drifts, listen, just to give you an idea, right? We watch Kopish. All of us at times watch Kopish. Yeah, I've seen your watch longs, bro. Like you, man. You definitely bitch about us, man, as well. Listen, City get all the right.
You will see that we're just talking about straight facts.
And always about City, City. The rest, I see it, bro. Don't worry. Listen, I'm a supporter of the channel. Me and Lee is two of your biggest supporters. We see everything.
I know. Our race, Rodri, Goodison. No humble, some madness.
Bro, again, that same season you never talk about when you played us and the ball got played across and Trent had his hands by his side until all of a sudden the ball came in his direction. He decided to do a star jump, but no one ever talks about that star jump.
And that still wasn't a humble.
Was it only
let's just get a prediction for the City and Spurs game, and let's end this. It's been a crazy night. I want to end with Daps and George. Obviously, it's their team. Cass, who's winning that FA Cup clash between Tottenham and Man City, bro?
Yeah, fuck Man City. Tottenham all the way. Big Angel, let's go.
Yeah, we've seen he loves Tottenham, clearly.
They're my hope. Wait, everyone's back in it. Oh, flip. Even Edison's back in that. Even John Stones is back. Yeah, they said all of them are back after the break.
Stones might. So Stones was like, bro, Stones could be back 1 minute and not the next.
Oh my God, the more fit the better. I can't lie, I'm all right. If I have to, let me put a logical. I think Man City, but I'm going to be honest. I forget you don't have Basuma, Papasar. You can have Madison and everything, but Kevin De Bruyne's more fit, mate.
We got Bentezi, Bentancur, my guy.
You think I give a crap about that guy? He's bang average, but for me,
that is the most utter bollocks I've ever.
Look. The thing is, George, yeah, I've been telling
Drifts.
you know what it's for me, yeah. I'm in a zone. I'm in a zone where I hate gassing up average ballers for doing average things. Yeah. The thing is, a lot of my team is full of that. If not 90% of it, yeah. I've had enough. I do not want to start gassing up average ballers because he does a couple good things great, and that's it. Yeah, and I get it. But that's the average player. They can do a bit of dictating these days. It is what it is. You don't goal score, nothing, or whatever. He's a good ball carrier. He's just good in it. He's just average. It's fine. But whether you've got Benton Corner, he's not KDB and he's not Rodri. So there's levels. So on that part, yeah, I'm gonna give it. I think City break the duck.
We hear this every year against Man City.
No, but you don't have Son. You don't have Son. You don't have Kane. I hear it, but I just think
many times without Kane.
But you know what's mad? You know what's mad? I've seen weird stuff happen this year where people go to certain stadiums and get results. It's happened. Yeah. It's a weird season. I do believe City will get over the line on this one. I don't want him to though, George, but I do believe that it's just City got some good momentum going on for them. Where I don't think you do at this moment of time. Matters might need a couple games. You get what I mean, and all that kind of stuff.
So you're going for a City win?
I'll go for a City
Emerson
win
and
too.
Davis locked up Haaland, so.
Yeah, that's true as well. But there's no
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but it happens.
I'm gonna go 2-1 City, and penalty, mate.
2-1 City. Lee.
Honestly, I feel like Man City are gonna smoke them, so 3-1. And I just think it's gonna be the same old excuse. You know, the manager's gonna come out with his rubbish. They're gonna say they didn't have Son. Excuse after excuse. Maybe next year. And yeah,
you're the only one that ever says these
fair
things.
No I personally think I actually think it's going to be a 2-2 draw and City win the replay. That's why.
We can admit when we weren't the worst team. We can admit when we're not the best team on the pitch.
George, you're the home team, so I'll leave you to last. Daps, give me a score prediction for
that. If this was league, I wouldn't do it because obviously I don't do predictions. But it's the FA Cup, and I feel that we need to. I'm going to say we're on a nice break now. We're over in Abu Dhabi, chilling out off the back of I think we're 7 or 8 games on the bounce. I think City win. I think City win. I'd love to go. I reckon 3-1 City.
Oscar Bob's
George, I'll finish up with you then, bro.
Cheeky average 2-1 Spurs win. I think City finally scored at Spurs. Like Dab said, to be fair,
I'll take that.
Taking like the 9,000 whatever. I think that will make a much bigger difference. And as we all know, FA Cup's FA Cup. But I still back my team against it, especially because we're no matter what their record is, we are always considered the underdogs against City, and I think that helps us massively when playing them. So especially being at home in an FA Cup that Ange wants to win. We said it outright he wants to win. I think we're going to go for it 2-1 win.
Hopefully, inshallah.
Fair dues. People, it's been emotional.
I just want to ask George, when you lose, I don't want to see your shitty little, well, actually, no, they're great, but your stupid little videos about, 5 things we've learned from Spurs' defeat. I don't want to see it.
I did one video like that.
I don't want to see any of that bullshit.
But I say the same thing.
I will say his video.
I was going to say.
You better be pulling up Babs for that shit. Fuck it, hell.
Yeah.
I've seen more George doing nice things and handing things. I've seen George doing nice things like handing out Christmas presents outside the ground and that. That's what I've seen.
That's good. That was nice. I did see. So I did say I didn't mean it. Your videos are actually.
I like to analyze our games. I never make excuses for why we lose. I admit when we're the worst team. I'm like some people can't admit that all the blade of grass was too long, or the wind was.
And on that note as well, the description to everyone's link channel will be in the description, guys. Make sure you get over there and show your love to everyone.
Take your beating like a man, man. Take it like a man.
5 things we learn. It's such a frauded thing, but people fall for it all the time.
By that note,
you have to take on for his next game in Australia.
Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. People, it's been emotional. It's been a mad thing. Love to you, like as always, for jumping on. Lee, you're a menace. We'll catch you next time, man. Peace.